Chapter 569, Why are you pinching my thigh? The thunderbolt struck the mine wolf's body, and immediately, a miserable scream rang out. Demonic beasts instinctively feared the purple lightning, and the mine wolves were so frightened that they retreated one after another, hiding behind the Wolf King. Whether it was the mine wolf or Feng Ming, they were all scared silly. What was going on? Were there thunderclouds in the sky? No, it seemed that these bolts of lightning were sent out by junior sister Jiu. However, weren't cultivators usually armed with fireballs, wind blades, water arrows, poison vines, and earth shields? How could there be those that used lightning strikes? Feng Ming pinched his thigh hard, and sure enough, it didn't hurt. How could junior sister Jiu be so strong? It was simply too unbelievable, wasn't it? Feng Ming. Why are you pinching my thigh? You pervert. Shi Xian roared angrily. Feng Ming shirked, then pointed at Yun Chujiu and said, is this real? Does junior sister Jiu have a thunder spirit root? She's using the purple heavenly lightning, could it be? Could it be that she has a heavenly thunder root spirit? Yun Chujiu nodded with a smile. I've already said that I'm very powerful. Do you believe me this time? Feng Ming and the other two nodded in a daze. The three of them almost recalled at the same time that the back of the middle peak was always struck by lightning. Could it be that it was the heavenly lightning that struck junior sister Jiu? Oh my God! They remembered that there were several times when the heavenly lightning bolts lasted for several hours, but junior sister little Jiu was not struck to death. Wasn't this too unbelievable? Although the Wolf King was afraid of Yun Chujia's purple heavenly lightning bolts, its greed still overcame its fear. It cried out twice, and the mine wolves pounced again. Junior sister Xiaojiu, although the heavenly lightning spirit root is powerful, your spiritual power is the lowest. You need to deal with a few less. Feng Ming swallowed his words because he felt that these words were a slap to his face. He saw Yun Chujiu hacking away without pause. Moreover, she was using both her left and right hands. Oh God, someone tell me what's happening. Why did junior sister little Jiu not need to form a seal to continuously blast away with her heavenly lightning? Those mine wolves were unlucky. They had never encountered such a monster. Although they had occasionally encountered one or two thunder spirit roots, the lightning they unleashed was only silver in color. Furthermore, they had to pause for a while before they could unleash a second strike. What the hell was this little monster doing with her left and right hands continuously? Although the Wolf King was greedy, it saw that the situation was not looking good, so it howled a few times unwillingly and escaped with the remaining dozen or so mine wolves. Yun Chujiu followed the principle of not wasting the bodies of the mine wolves on the ground and put them into her storage ring. Then, she yawned and said, Damn, I'm so sleepy. You guys should take turns to be on guard. I'm going to sleep. Feng Ming and the other two were very curious at this time, but they couldn't let the little girl sleep, right? The three of them were so excited that they almost didn't sleep the whole night. Early the next morning, they surrounded Yun Chujiu. Junior sister little Jiu, are you really a heavenly lightning spirit root? Junior sister little Jiu, you are really awesome. How can you use heavenly lightning without forming a seal? Oh right, was it you being repeatedly struck by lightning back at Middle Peak? Junior sister little Jiu, you actually withstood those lightning strikes for more than 10 hours. How did you do it? Junior sister little Jiu, how do you usually cultivate? The lightning element seems to be very rare among cultivators, right? Feng Ming suddenly laughed. Ah, junior sister little Jiu, no wonder sometimes you have to tie a handkerchief on your head. It turns out that your hair was struck by lightning. It must have burnt all your hair off. Ha ha ha. Yun Chujiu. Chapter 570, The Boat of Friendship has completely capsized. Yun Chujiu was so angry that she gritted her teeth. Senior brother bird boy. Get lost. Our friendship is over. The boat of friendship has completely capsized. We'll never see each other again. Senior brother bird boy. Shi Xian and Gun Yi were stunned at first, then they laughed so hard that tears were about to come out. Junior sister Jill, you're too talented. Bird boy. Ha ha ha, doesn't Feng Ming mean phoenix song? Feng Ming, I didn't expect your name to mean this. Feng Ming, well just call you bird boy from now on. Ha ha ha. Damn, this is so funny. Feng Ming felt that if he could go back in time, he would not reveal that Yun Chujia's hair was struck bald. Offending this little gremlin was simply asking for trouble. Seeing Feng Ming's face full of despair, Yun Chujio felt a little better. Being struck bald by lightning was a dark moment in her history. Whoever dared to mention it in the future, she would definitely kill them. Feng Ming laughed dryly. Junior sister Little Jiu, senior brother was agitated for a moment. Cough cough, I said the wrong thing. This. Senior brother bird boy, stop calling that alright? Otherwise, my painstakingly created image of being a virtuous person will be completely ruined. Yun Chujio curled her lips. Why were the people around her so narcissistic? The pretty boy, black chicken head, and senior brother bird were all shameless people. Why couldn't they keep a low profile like her? Junior sister Xiaojiu, don't bother with bird boy. Answer our questions quickly. Why can you release lightning without forming a seal? Shi Xian looked curious. Yun Chujio shrugged her shoulders and spread her hands. I don't know either. Maybe it's because of the heavenly lightning spirit root. Junior sister Little Jiu, those 6 hours of lightning strikes at the back of the middle peak. Did they hit you? How did you withstand it? Yes, heaven didn't like me, so he wanted to kill me. Unfortunately, I'm still alive and kicking after being struck by lightning. Isn't that annoying? Hee hee. Yun Chujio giggled as she spoke. Originally, Feng Ming and the other two felt a sense of distance from Yun Chujio when they saw that her talent was so heaven-defying. However, when they heard Yun Chujio's shameless words, they immediately felt that no matter how heaven-defying her talent was, she was just a little girl who jumped around. Thus, that sense of distance dissipated. Yun Chujio picked and chose to answer their questions. Then, she secretly adjusted her spiritual power back to the 8th level of spirit enhancement. The corners of Feng Ming and the other two's eyes twitched. This girl was really cruel. She was a classic case of someone pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. Anyone who provoked her blindly was simply asking for trouble. The four of them discussed for a while. The probability of them being able to dig out rare ores was too low, so they decided to bypass this mine to find another one. Fuck. The quality of the ore here isn't that good, but the mine is really big. We've already walked for almost a day, and we still haven't seen the end. Yun Chujio complained. Feng Ming and the other two didn't have the energy to complain anymore. This junior sister Little Jiu seemed to not know fatigue and had been skipping around in front of them. They were too embarrassed to say that they were tired, so they could only endure the pain. Their bodies were about to fall apart. As expected, a heavenly spirit root wasn't something that ordinary people like us could compare to. It's not a good idea to go on like this. I'll climb to the top of the mountain to take a look. If it's possible, let's climb over. Yun Chujio sought the opinions of Feng Ming and the other two. Little sister Jiu, the surface of this mine is too smooth. I'm afraid it's not that easy to climb. Feng Ming said with some worry. It's okay. I have a secret weapon. You guys just wait and see. Yun Chujio said slyly. Chapter 571, I have a secret weapon. Secret weapon. What the hell was the secret weapon? Feng Ming and the other two stared at Yun Chujio with their eyes wide open. They saw her take out a few silver threads from her storage ring and stuck them on her feet, knees, elbows, and hands. Then, Yun Chujio climbed to the top of the mine like a poisonous gecko. Yun Chujio stood at the top of the mine and looked around. The mountain range of the mine was winding and extended into the distance. She could not see the end at all. Fortunately, she climbed up and looked around. Otherwise, she might not be able to get out even after 10 days, or maybe half a month. Yun Chujio looked straight ahead again. There were various mountainous peaks in front of her, so there should be many mines. Damn! The place where they were teleported to was separated from the other mines. Yun Chujio inexplicably thought of the Great Void Mirror and the Wuwei Tower's trial. Damn it! Could it be that the ancient mine also had a weapon spirit? Could it be that they were messing with her again? Yun Chujio told Feng Ming and the others what she saw and then shouted, "I'll throw the secret weapon down for you. Just climb up like how I did." After saying that, Yun Chujio stuck the white silk threads onto a few rocks and slid them down. In fact, these white silk threads were the sticky silk nets that were damaged by the leader of the League of Assassins. After Furry retrieved it, it was ready to be rewoven into the sticky web. Yun Chujio had an idea just now. Although the sticky silk threads were very sticky, if there was only a small amount, people could still move, and they could be used as climbing tools. Feng Ming and the other two followed what Yun Chujio did, and soon were also climbing up. Junior sister Little Jiu, is this some kind of demonic beast sticky silk? You're really too smart. But, you actually kept this thing? Feng Ming asked curiously. What's the big deal? As long as the conditions permit, I'll keep any demonic beast I kill, even if it's the lowest grade wind blade rabbit. Just being able to sell it for a spirit stone is also a benefit, Yun Chujio said very naturally. Feng Ming and the other two looked at each other. They had a new understanding of Yun Chujio's degree of greed. This girl was really unscrupulous. She would not let anything go. After the four climbed down from the top of the mine, they saw that the sky was gradually getting dark. They decided to stay at the foot of the mountain for a night and continue their journey tomorrow. Junior sister Little Jiu, can you lend us this thread first? I reckon we would have to climb more mines in the future. I will return it to you after we leave this place. Feng Ming felt that the thread was really too useful and simply a necessary weapon when climbing. TSK. Why are you asking to lend it? I'll give it to you. Am I such a stingy person? Yun Chujio said heroically. The ball of yarn was so angry that it was jumping up and down in its consciousness. Master, those sticky threads belong to me. They belong to me. You're not allowed to give them away. Yun Chujio quickly smoothed her hair. Furry, this is called casting a long line to catch a big fish. You have to have a long-term vision when doing things. Perhaps Senior Brother Bird and the others will bring back all the demonic beasts that can spit out threads for you in the future. They always go out for training. There are plenty of opportunities like this. Feng Ming and the other two did not expect Yun Chujio to be so generous. They could not believe it for a moment. Feng Ming asked tentatively, Junior sister Little Jiu, when you say give, you don't mean sell, right? Yun Chujio glared at him. I don't want money. It's a free gift. Do you understand? In the future, when you go out for training, bring back all the demon beasts that spit silk for me as a form of repayment. When Feng Ming and the other two heard Yun Chujio's words, they finally believed her. They put away the silk with smiles and started building a bonfire. In the middle of the night, Gung Yi, who was in charge of keeping watch, woke everyone up. Get up, guys. Listen to that. Chapter 572, The Tailless Burrowing Rat. Yun Chujio rubbed her eyes and heard a sharp demon beast's cry from afar. It sounded like a mouse's cry. The girl's eyes immediately lit up. Stone-eating rats? It must be a stone-eating rat. Ha ha ha, I'm rich. Feng Ming immediately poured a bucket of cold water on her heart. What stone-eating rat? This is the cry of the tailless burrowing rat. Although they are the descendants of the stone-eating rats, their treasure-hunting ability has deteriorated and disappeared. They are only Tier 3 demon beasts. Yun Chujio curled her lips in disappointment and then yawned. So they're just parallel imports. In that case, I'll go back to sleep. Call me if there's anything. Parallel imports. Although Feng Ming and the other two had never heard of the term parallel import, they understood what Yun Chujio meant after a while. Feng Ming said, "Junior sister Jiu, don't sleep yet. Listen to this cry. There must be a lot of tailless burrowing rats. Moreover, this cry is so sharp and urgent. Could it be that there are other demon beasts attacking them? Maybe they will come to our side." Yun Chujio blinked her eyes and said, "Tailless burrowing rats will dig holes and hide once they hear odd sounds. If they are being attacked, wouldn't they go underground? Why would they be making noises instead? Don't tell me they've gone mental." Feng Ming touched his nose. Junior sister Jiu's words seemed to make sense. If they had encountered a strong enemy, they should have gone underground to hide. Why were they making so much noise? It was really strange. However, their strangeness did not last long. The tailless burrowing rat's cries were getting closer and closer. It was obvious that it was running toward them. Yun Chujio rolled her eyes. "Senior brothers, let's climb to the top of the mine. We can see the situation below with the help of the moonlight. If it isn't good, we can still run away." Feng Ming and the other two nodded. At that moment, the three of them felt that rather than saying they were taking care of Yun Chujio, it was more accurate to say that Yun Chujio was taking care of them. It was really embarrassing. Not long after the three of them climbed to the top of the mine, they saw a large group of tailless burrowing rat running from afar. Their silver fur shimmered under the moonlight, and the large group made it look like a wave. Strange, there aren't any demon beasts chasing after them. Why are they running? Gung Yi said, puzzled. Feng Ming frowned slightly. They don't look like they're being chased, but rather chasing something. Huh. Look. There's another tailless burrowing rat in front of them, but its fur is black. Everyone followed Feng Ming's finger and looked in the direction. Sure enough, there was a black tailless burrowing rat running desperately in front of them, but its fur color was too close to the color of the gravel on the ground, so they did not notice it at the beginning. Squeak squeak. Squeak squeak. The group of rats let out a sharp cry. The black rat realized that there was a mine in front of it. It wanted to turn around and escape, but it was blocked by several other rats. The group displayed their sharp teeth and approached the black rat. Their sharp teeth reflected a cold light under the moonlight, which was particularly horrifying. The black rat let out a few helpless growls. Finally, it stomped on the ground with its hind legs and leaped up the stone wall with all its strength. It was prepared to climb up, but its claws were unable to climb up the smooth stone wall. After climbing a few feet, it slid and fell to the ground. The rats let out a sharp cry as if they were mocking its futile struggle. A few larger silver rats were prepared to pounce on it and bite it to death. At that moment, purple lightning struck down from the mountaintop. Chapter 573, Little Black Rat who shared the same fate that tailless burrowing rats were originally quite timid. When they saw the purple lightning striking down, they did not even bother to figure out what was going on. They thought that it was the heavenly lightning that had descended from the sky, and immediately fled in all directions. Not long after, they disappeared without a trace. Junior sister Little Jiu, why are you helping that black rat? Feng Ming asked in confusion. It was better to avoid unnecessary trouble in the ancient mine. Although the tailless burrowing rats were relatively weak, there were hundreds of them in this group. Offending them would not be a wise move. Yun Chujio snorted coldly. Humph. Why are those tailless burrowing rats chasing after this little black mouse? It's because its fur color is black and is different from theirs. I can't stand this kind of discrimination against the color of others' skin. So what if it's black? I think black is low-key luxurious and classy. After Yun Chuzhou finished speaking, she slowly climbed down the mountain. Feng Ming saw the dumbfounded faces of Gung Yi and Shi Xian. Feng Ming winked at the two of them, and said in a low voice, when junior sister Little Jiu first came to Spirit Radiance sect, she was really dark too. I guess she felt pity for this little black rat because she thought it was like her. Only then did it click for Gung Yi and Shi Xian. They followed Feng Ming and climbed down the mountain. Seeing the four of them climb down, the black tailless burrowing rat turned around and ran far away. This little heartless thing. If I've helped you, can you at least bow to me before leaving? Yun Chuzhou muttered and then went to her sleeping spot. Yes, she fell asleep. Feng Ming and the other two looked at each other. How could she fall asleep just like that? Junior sister Jiu was really ambitious. Was she not afraid that the rats would come back for revenge? Reality proved that the three of them were thinking too much. Those burrowing rats were almost scared to death. How could they dare to come back for revenge? Moreover, they were only tier 3 demonic beasts. Their intelligence was very low and they had not learned how to distinguish certain things. They would never have thought that humans could actually use purple heavenly lightning. The next morning, the four of them had a simple breakfast and discussed their next step. After some discussion, the four of them decided to head south since it looked like a mountain range, which meant there would be a lot of mines. After walking for about half a day, they saw a few people digging in the distance. Those people also noticed Yun Chuzhou and the others. One of the women waved at Feng Ming and the others, "Senior brother Feng Ming, this is the red gold mine. Come over quickly." The four people looked over and saw that the person who spoke was Wu Yenyu. Beside her were Zhuo Piaoyu, Ding Lang, and 3 other male disciples from the West Peak. "Senior brothers, don't bring my matters up to avoid any complications," Yun Chuzhou said to the 3 people in a low voice. Feng Ming and the other 2 nodded. They all understood. After all, the heavenly thunder root spirit was truly unbelievable. It was always better to keep it a low profile. "Senior brother Feng Ming, are you guys coming from the north? Are there any valuable ores over there?" Although Wu Yenyu was speaking to Feng Ming, her eyes glanced at Shi Xian who was at his side. Shi Xian felt goosebumps all over as she looked at him. He hurriedly turned to face the side. There were only worthless iron ore concentrates over there. "You guys are quite lucky," Feng Ming said with a smile. Wu Yenyu saw that Zhuo Piaoyu kept winking at her and said with a smile, "Senior brother Feng Ming, we're all disciples of the same sect. There's no such thing as you and me. Anyway, it's such a big mine. You guys can mine here with us." Feng Ming nodded. "Thank you very much. Junior sister Little Jiu, let's pick a spot and start digging." "Wait. Senior brother Feng Ming, the 3 of you can stay, but Yun Chuzhou can forget about it. Her spiritual power is so low. If she encounters an attack by demonic beasts, we have to send someone to protect her. Since she has the guts to come to the trial, then she should go find the mineral vein by herself." Chapter 574, In giving the steamed bun fortune-telling Feng Ming frowned. "Junior sister Wu, since that's the case, then we'll leave with junior sister Little Jiu. You guys continue digging." After saying that, Feng Ming prepared to leave with Yun Chuzhou and the other 2. Zhuo Piaoyu glared at Wu Yenyu, and she said gently, "Senior brother Feng Ming, junior sister Wu is joking. Although junior sister Yun's spiritual power is slightly weaker, she's still a junior from the same sect. How could we dislike her? You guys can all stay. The quality of the red gold mine here is pretty good." Although Wu Yenyu was extremely angry in her heart, she said with a smile on her face, "That's right. I'm joking. All of you can stay." Feng Ming saw that the rest of them did not raise any objections, so he said with a smile, then thank you very much. Feng Ming brought Yun Chujiu and the other two to an area a few feet away from Zhuo Piaoyu and the others. They chose a spot and started digging. The amount of red gold ore there was aplenty. They found red gold ore after just barely digging a couple times. Yun Chujiu cursed in her heart. Fuck, this was the correct way to play in this ancient mine. They must have been tricked previously. Zhuo Piaoyu saw Feng Ming and Yun Chujiu chatting and laughing while digging. Her heart was filled with jealousy and she wished she could kill Yun Chujiu with a hoe. It was all because of this bitch. Not only did she snatch senior brother Feng Ming away, but she also made her master treat her more and more coldly. Sooner or later, she would kill her. Zhuo Piaoyu was absent-minded and was hit on the back of her hand by a flying stone debris. Immediately, blood flowed out. Ding Lang, who was beside Zhuo Piaoyu, had a glint in his eyes, and he said to Zhuo Piaoyu, "Junior sister Zhuo, your hand is bleeding. Come with me to the side. I will help you apply some medicine and bandage it." Zhuo Piaoyu nodded and followed Ding Lang to the side. "Junior sister Zhuo, do you wish for Yun Chujiu to die?" Ding Lang said in a low voice. Zhuo Piaoyu was shocked. Just as she was about to deny it, Ding Lang continued, "I also wish for her to die. Such a person should never have appeared in the Spirit Radiance sect. She has taken everything that should have belonged to us." Zhuo Piaoyu was stunned. "Senior brother Ding, what do you mean?" "Junior sister Zhuo, let's not beat around the bush. This is our best chance. I have the poisonous red pill here. I just need to find an opportunity for her to eat it, and she will die from the poison. Besides, no one else understands pharmacology except for me. I will say that Yun Chujiu was bitten by a poisonous ant and died from the poison. Then, we will think of a way to get rid of her body. At that time, even if the sect investigates, it will not be our fault." A trace of viciousness flashed in Ding Lang's eyes. Zhuo Piaoyu did not hesitate and immediately said, "Good. This bitch is so greedy. During dinner, I will think of a way to sneak the poisonous red pill into her food. Give me the pill." Ding Lang nodded and took out a poisonous red pill from his storage ring and handed it to Zhuo Piaoyu. This pill's medicinal properties are very strong. As long as she eats it, she will definitely die. After the two of them finished discussing, they pretended as if nothing had happened and returned to mining. Yun Chujiu glanced at them without batting an eyelid, and the corners of her mouth curled up into a cold smile. During dinner, Zhuo Piaoyu took out a basin of buns from her storage ring and handed it out to everyone. "Everyone is hungry, right? I bought this bun at the Jusheng building in Linghua City. It tastes very good. Everyone, try it." Everyone took the steamed bun and thanked her. Only Yun Chujiu held the steamed bun and looked at it over and over again, but refused to eat it. Zhuo Piaoyu was extremely anxious. She squeezed out a smile and asked, "Junior sister Yun, why aren't you eating it? Are you not hungry or do you not like eating steamed buns?" "If you don't like eating steamed buns, I still have some dumplings here." Yun Chujiu said with a smile, giving the steamed buns fortune-telling. Chapter 575, A New Explanation to Harbor Evil Intentions PFFT. Feng Ming was drinking water when he heard Yun Chujiu's words, and the water in his mouth spurted out. "Junior sister Little Jiu, what nonsense are you talking about? How would you give a steamed bun fortune-telling? TSK. You don't understand, do you? How did to harbor evil intentions come about?" Yun Chujiu looked at Feng Ming with disdain. "Evil intentions? What does evil intentions have to do with a bun?" Feng Ming raised his eyebrows and asked in confusion. "Evil intentions are hidden in the bun. This is called evil intentions, so I have to look at this bun before eating it," Yun Chujiu said as she glanced at Zhuo Piaoyu from the corner of her eyes. As expected, Zhuo Piaoyu's face turned red and she said angrily, "Junior sister Yun, I gave you a bun out of kindness. It's fine if you don't eat it, but you actually slandered me for poisoning it. If you don't eat it, then give it back to me. After Zhuo Piaoyu finished speaking, she went over to snatch the bun from Yun Chujia's hands. Yun Chujio moved to the side and said with a smile, "Senior Sister Zhuo, why are you reacting so much? I was just joking with senior brother Feng Ming." Feng Ming also stood up to mediate the situation. "Yes. That's right. Junior sister little Jiu was just joking with me." "That's not how you would explain that idiom anyway. She was just spouting nonsense. Junior sister little Jiu, hurry up and eat the bun. Stop joking around." When Zhuo Piaoyu saw this, she could only glare at Yun Chujio and sit back in the distance. She cursed in her heart. "Slut, don't be so proud. As long as you eat the buns, you're dead. We all ate the buns, but only you would be poisoned. You can't blame me." Yun Chujio held the buns and said with a smile, "This bun was given to me by senior sister Zhuo. I can't bear to eat it just like that. I'll keep it and eat it slowly in the future." After saying that, Yun Chujio kept the bun into her storage ring. Then, she took out a small alchemy furnace and slowly boiled water. She then poured meat slices into it. Zhuo Piaoyu and Ding Lang's expressions changed a few times. If Yun Chujio brought that bun back to the Spirit Radiance sect to eat it, Elder Qi would definitely discover that she had been poisoned by the poisonous red pill once she died. That would be bad. Zhuo Piaoyu found an excuse and called Ding Lang to the side. "Senior brother Ding, that bitch is really too cunning. I don't know if she discovered something, but she didn't eat the steamed bun. If she goes back and then eats it, that would be bad. She might not have discovered anything. Perhaps she just wants to eat hot pot. It doesn't matter. Anyway, there's plenty of time. I still have 2 here. It's not too late for you to find an opportunity to act." Ding Lang handed Zhuo Piaoyu 2 more poisonous red pills. Zhuo Piaoyu took the pills and put them away. Only then did she and Ding Lang return to their resting place. At night, when they were resting, Feng Ming moved the bonfire away and waved at Yun Chujio. "Junior sister little Jiu, this place is pretty warm from the fire. You can sleep here tonight." "Thank you, senior brother Feng Ming. Then I'll sleep first. This day has been too tiring." Yun Chujio laid on the bedding and fell asleep happily. Wu Yenyu and Zhuo Piaoyu were so angry that they were about to die. Fortunately, Lu Shi and the other 2 disciples imitated Feng Ming and moved the other bonfire away so that the 2 of them could lie on it. Zhuo Piaoyu tried to put the other 2 poisoned red pills into other foods. Without exception, Yun Chujio put them into her storage ring. She refused to eat them. Zhuo Piaoyu was so angry that she almost vomited blood. She had to talk to Ding Lang again. "Senior brother Ding, this bitch is too smart. What should we do next? We must let her go back alive. We will act according to the situation. Her spiritual power is the weakest, so if demonic beasts attack us, think of a way to lure them to her side," Ding Lang said viciously. Chapter 576. What are you resting for? Perhaps the heavens heard Zhuo Piaoyu and Ding Lang's thoughts because demonic beasts came knocking on their door that night. Dozens of mine wolves were drooling as they surrounded the crowd. Wu Yenyu was so frightened that her face turned pale. "Oh my God, there are so many wolves. We can't possibly beat them at all. We'd better run quickly. Can you run faster than these wolves? We can only fight," Zhuo Piaoyu said. There was a hint of excitement in her voice. "Yun Chujio, your time to die has come." At such a dangerous time, it was normal if they could not protect her. Once this bitch died, she would take out the explosive talisman given to her by her father and scare the wolves away. At that time, she would say that she was nervous and forgot about the explosive talisman. No one could blame her. "Since you insist on fighting, there are 60 mine wolves in total. Each of you take down 6. Whoever that's not doing well, just wait to be eaten by the mine wolves. Lu Shi was Zhuo Piaoyu's loyal admirer. He had long disliked Yun Chuzhou. Yun Chuzhou glanced at him. Each of us take 6. Do you mean that no one should help each other? That's right. Since you have chosen to come to this trial, you must be aware of the dangers you encounter. No one has the obligation to save anyone. If you can't beat them, you can only blame yourself for not cultivating enough. Lu Shi said meaningfully. Although it was very difficult to deal with 6 mine wolves, and they might even lose half of their lives, they could still rely on spirit tools and talismans. However, Yun Chuzhou was dead for sure. Alright, if that's the case, then well do as you say. Each of us will have 6 mining wolves. Except for senior brother Feng Ming and the other 2, whoever asks me for help is a slow bastard, Yun Chuzhou said with a smile. Lu Shi could not help but sneer, don't worry, even if I, Lu Shi, are bitten to death by the mining wolves, I won't ask you to help. You really overestimate yourself, speaking without fear like that. The first one to be bitten to death will be you. Trash at the 8th level of spirit enhancement. If Feng Ming and the other 2 had heard Lu Shi's words a few days ago, they would have been very angry, and would even have accused him of not caring about the friendship between fellow disciples. However, after they found out that Yun Chuzhou had the heavenly thunder root spirit, they felt that Lu Shi was like a clown jumping up and down after hearing his words. It was truly laughable. They were just waiting to be slapped in the face later. Zhuo Piaoyu saw that Feng Ming and the other 2 did not say anything to defend Yun Chuzhou, and she was secretly delighted. Regardless of how well he usually takes care of Yun Chuzhou, he still abandoned her at such a critical moment. It seemed that senior brother Feng Ming didn't actually care about her at all. Yun Chuzhou, just wait to be eaten by the mining wolves. At that moment, the mining wolves had already surrounded them. Looking at the group of people in front of them, their deep blue eyes were filled with greed. Let's attack at the same time and split up the wolf pack. Each of us will deal with 6. Zhuo Piaoyu was afraid that Feng Ming and the other 2 would go back on their words, so she took out her sword and slashed at the mine wolves while shouting. Lu Shi and the others also jumped into the wolf pack and began fighting the wolves. Junior sister Little Jiu, do you need our help? Although Feng Ming felt that Yun Chuzhou, this little pervert, did not need anyone else, he still asked. Senior brother Feng Ming, since you are so kind to ask me, I am also embarrassed to not accept your kindness. You 3 protect me in the middle, I will take a rest first, Yun Chuzhou said shamelessly. What are you resting for? You must be playing some dirty tricks again, right? Although Feng Ming and the other 2 were cursing in their hearts, they still protected Yun Chuzhou and started to fight the wolves that pounced on them. Zhuo Piaoyu saw this scene while fighting and was so angry that she wanted to vomit blood. Finally, she exploded, Yun Chuzhou, are you that shameless? Chapter 577, I am shameless, that's right, Yun Chuzhou. You're just a burden. If I were you, I would just hit my head against the wall and die. Shameless. Wu Yanya's face contorted as she agreed. Why is she being protected in the middle while we fight to the death? This isn't fair. Yun Chuzhou smiled sweetly at them. What you guys said makes sense. You should do your own things. It's not right for me to do this, but I'm just that shameless. What do you guys want? Feng Ming and the other 2 stumbled and almost got bitten by the mine wolves. Yun Chuzhou glared at them. You have to focus when you're fighting the enemy. Your ability to resist interference is too weak. Be careful in the future. Feng Ming and the other 2 really wanted to turn around and strangle her to death, but they did not know what she was planning. They could only continue to kill the mine wolves silently. As time passed, the pack of mine wolves gradually gained the upper hand. Zhuo Piaoyu wanted to use the explosive talisman a few times, but when she saw Yun Chujio being protected tightly, she gritted her teeth and put it back. After a while, senior brother Feng Ming and the others could not hold on any longer. Naturally, they would give up protecting Yun Chujio. When Yun Chujio died, she would then take out the explosive talisman. At that moment, Yun Chujio giggled. "You guys are almost done fighting. It's time for me to stretch my legs. Senior brother Feng Ming, you guys move aside. Leave the 20 overmine wolves to me." Shuo Piaoyu and the others sneered. This Yun Chujio is practically crazy, and she expects them to hand it to her. In less than 15 minutes, you would be eaten by the mine wolves until there's nothing left. Damn it. It would be good if she just died. Boom. Boom. Yun Chujio was about to show off her power and blind Shuo Piaoyu and the rest when the sky suddenly rang with the sound of thunder. Following the sound of thunder, several bolts of lightning struck down from the sky. Yun Chujio subconsciously thought that it was the lightning that struck her, but she realized that these bolts of lightning were silver in color and struck very casually. They were not coming for her, it was just a thunderstorm. However, the lightning shocked the wolf pack. Feng Ming and the others seized the opportunity and repelled them. Yun Chujio sighed regretfully. It seems that they didn't give me a chance to attack. What a pity. Shuo Piaoyu and the others were so angry that they gritted their teeth. What did it mean to benefit from something but to pretend otherwise? What did it mean to be shameless? She was. At that moment, Yun Chujio took out a self-made waterproof tent from her storage ring. Senior brothers, quickly come in and take shelter from the rain. The people outside should also quickly find a place to take shelter from the rain. Otherwise, if someone does something wrong, they might be struck by lightning. Following Yun Chujio's words, a bolt of heavenly lightning coincidentally struck not far away. Shuo Piaoyu's expression suddenly changed, and she quickly found a protruding rock to take shelter from the rain. When the lightning struck, Wu Yanyu happened to see Shuo Piaoyu's terrified expression. Her heart moved. Could it be that Yun Chujio, that trash, was telling the truth? Did Shuo Piaoyu do something wrong? Could it be that the steamed bun that day was really poisonous? Wu Yanyu was a person who had evil intentions but no guts. She was very good at bluffing, but when it came to the real thing, she retreated. She did not expect Shuo Piaoyu to really poison Yun Chujio. Looking at Shuo Piaoyu's sinister expression, her heart was somewhat creeped out. Wu Yanyu thought of the beautiful snake that Yun Chujio had mentioned. No matter how she looked at it, she felt that Shuo Piaoyu's eyes were full of malice. She secretly made up her mind. After returning this time, she had to stay away from Shuo Piaoyu no matter what. Who knows when she would be harmed? It was really too scary. Chapter 578, Beautiful Sue, Did You Miss Me? Lightning flashed and thunder rumbled outside, but it was very lively inside Yun Chujio's tent. Yun Chujio placed an illuminating pearl on the top of the tent, took out some cards, and started playing with Feng Ming and the other two. Junior sister Little Jiu, why didn't you make a move just now? Shi Xian asked Yun Chujio curiously. It's nothing. I just wanted to look cool. Who would have thought that heavenly lightning would help us before I even made a move, Yun Chujio said with a smile. She wanted to take the opportunity to see what Shuo Piaoyu and the others were planning. The poison pill did not work, so was she trying to use the beast to kill her? That's right. It's such a pity. I can imagine how shocked junior sister Zhua and the others would be if junior sister Little Jiu used the Little Jiu Thunderbolt. It's such a pity that you were interrupted by the heavenly lightning. Gung Yi said with regret. He finally understood what Yun Chujio meant by pretend to be a pig to eat a tiger. The feeling of face slapping must be very refreshing. However, although it felt good to pretend to be a pig to eat a tiger, the feeling of being misunderstood and looked down on was not great either. One needed to have a strong mentality to bear it. Only someone as thick-skinned as junior sister little Gio could bear it. He would have long broken down if it was him. The rain lasted the whole night. It was not until the next morning that the sky cleared up again. Everyone packed up and continued mining. Wu Yenyu did not mock Yun Chujio that day, which was rare, she just mined silently. Zhuo Piaoyu was thinking about how to kill Yun Chujio, so she did not pay too much attention to it. When everyone was mining, a group of people walked over from afar. When everyone turned around to look, they felt a little uneasy. The people who came were actually wearing uniforms from Heavenly Gates sect. There were almost 100 of them, and the leader was Su Yenran. Yun Chujio's heart sank. They were most likely coming for her. Otherwise, everyone would have scattered once they entered the ancient mine, so it would have been impossible for them to gather like that. The Heavenly Gates sect was not there to mine, they were most likely here to kill her. That Du Gai really hated her to the core. Senior brother Feng Ming, you guys don't have to care about me. Just leave. I have a way to escape. Yun Chujio whispered to Feng Ming. How could Feng Ming agree? Junior sister little Gio, the sect leader ordered the three of us to protect you. How could we leave you behind? Don't say such things anymore. No matter what Yun Chujio said, Feng Ming and the other two did not agree. Just as Yun Chujio was about to continue persuading them, Su Yenran led her people and surrounded them. When Yun Chujio saw Su Yenran, her heart was moved. At Wuwei Tower previously, Su Yenran was still at the first level of the spirit cultivator realm. She did not expect that in a short period of time, she had advanced to the fourth level of the spirit cultivator realm. How could her cultivation speed be so fast? Yun Chujio, we meet again. A cold smile appeared on the corner of Su Yanran's mouth. This time, Yun Chujio, you would not be able to escape even if you had wings. Ah, Beauty Su, did you miss me? Why are there strong feelings of longing in your words? Yun Chujio said with a smile. Humph. I do want something. I want you to die. Kill them all. Leave no one alive. Su Yenran raised her hand and ordered the disciples of the Heavenly Gates sect behind her. Wait. Wait. Junior sister Su, our Spirit Radiance sect and the Heavenly Gates sect have always had a good relationship. Why do you have to kill all of us? Feng Ming said with a smile, trying to stall for time. Su Yenran glanced at him, her eyes flickered. Alright, since senior brother Feng Ming brought this up, I will give you all a chance. Let's see if you can seize it. As long as you kill Yun Chujio, I will let all of you leave. Otherwise, all of you will stay and be buried with Yun Chujio. Chapter 579, Yun Chujio, end this on your own. As soon as Su Yenran finished speaking, Zhuo Piaoyu could not wait to ask, Junior sister Su, do you mean what you said? If we kill Yun Chujio, will you let us go? Su Yenran smiled coldly and nodded. If you kill Yun Chujio and I don't let you go, you'll be struck to death by heavenly lightning. I'll give you half an hour to decide. Su Yenran laughed coldly in her heart. Compared to her killing Yun Chujio, letting them kill each other was more beneficial to Heavenly Gates sect. The Spirit Radiance sect would definitely fall into conflict because of this. Moreover, if news of their fellow disciples killing each other spread, their reputation would also be ruined. Zhuo Piaoyu and Ding Lang exchanged a look, and then said with a rather conflicted expression, Junior sister Yun, now that things have come to this, and although there are some things that shouldn't be said, I must be an evil person for the sake of the lives of the senior and junior brothers. Right now, we are outnumbered. The Heavenly Gates sect has a total of 100 people, and there's only 10 of us. No matter what, we can't escape. Since they are coming for you alone, then you should go. We will avenge you in the future. Ding Lang sighed. Junior sister Yun, this is also forced by the situation. Just take it that you want to help everyone. Don't make us do it, just kill yourselves. Junior sister Zhuo, senior brother Ding, are you crazy? The first rule of our Spirit Radiance sect is that we are not allowed to sell out the sect. Have you all forgotten? Feng Ming did not expect the two of them to actually say such things. He looked at Zhuo Piaoyu with disappointment. Junior sister Little Jiu previously said that she was a hypocritical person, but he did not believe it. He thought that junior sister Little Jiu was just biased against her. He did not expect that she would actually betray her fellow disciples. It was really disappointing. Zhuo Piaoyu saw Feng Ming's disappointed and disgusted expression and her heart felt like it was being cut by a knife. However, since she had already said it, she had to kill Yun Chuzhou today. At most, she would just have to think of a way to justify it in the future. As long as Yun Chuzhou was gone, she would definitely be able to make senior brother Feng Ming fall in love with her again. Senior brother Feng Ming, do you think that I am willing to be such an evil person? However, which is more important? Yun Chuzhiu's life alone and the lives of the 9 of us. Could it be that just because of her, all 9 of us will lose our lives? I'm forced to do this because I have no other choice. Zhuo Piaoyu cried out. That's right. Once Yun Chuzhou, this trash of a person, dies, then so be it. Do you want us to be buried with her? Lu Shi said with a cold smile. It would be great for trash like her to die. The other 2 male disciples of the West Peak were also Zhuo Piaoyu's admirers. They said one after another, Senior brother Feng Ming, we're not betraying our fellow disciples, but using the smallest sacrifice in exchange for more lives. Moreover, Yun Chuzhiu's spiritual power is so low. Even if she doesn't die this time, danger lurks everywhere in this ancient mine. Sooner or later, something will happen. Why shouldn't she sacrifice herself and save us? Zhuo Piaoyu was very satisfied when she saw that both of them were speaking up for her. She looked at Wu Yanyu and asked, Junior sister Wu, what do you think? Zhuo Piaoyu felt that Wu Yanyu would definitely help her to convince Feng Ming. This way, they would have an advantage in numbers. With 6 against 4, senior brother Feng Ming could only agree with them and kill Yun Chuzhou. Wu Yanyu was deep in thought with her head lowered when she suddenly heard Zhuo Piaoyu asking her. She was stunned for a moment before she stammered, this. Whatever works. I have no objections. I will abide by senior brother Feng Ming. Zhuo Piaoyu thought that she had heard wrongly and asked again with a cold face, Junior sister Wu, what did you say? Chapter 580, I will commit suicide, I don't want to live anymore. Zhuo Piaoyu stared at Wu Yanyu as if she had been poisoned. Wu Yanyu shrunk her neck and stammered, I said. I will abide. I will abide by senior brother Feng Ming. Zhuo Piaoyu went forward and slapped Wu Yanyu. Have you lost your mind? I will make you clear your mind. Wu Yanyu covered her face. She could not believe that Zhuo Piaoyu would slap her in public. Was this still the Zhuo Piaoyu who was known for her gentleness and kindness? Lu Shi and the other 2 did not expect Zhuo Piaoyu to actually make a move just like that. They were shocked by the viciousness on her face. Zhuo Piaoyu also felt a little regretful after the beating. She immediately put on an angry expression and said, Junior sister Wu, I'm sorry. This is an important matter. I was afraid that you made the wrong decision at that moment. I was really too anxious just now, so I hit you. You understand, right? At that moment, the more Wu Yanyu looked at Zhuo Piaoyu, the more frightened she felt. She did not dare to talk back. She shook her head and then lowered her head without saying a word. Senior brother Feng Ming, the time is almost up. If you can't bear to do it, move aside. I'll be the villain. Zhuo Piaoyu had already torn off her usually gentle and kind mask. Since they have arrived at that juncture, then Yun Chuzhou must be killed. Feng Ming protected Yun Chuzhou behind him. Zhuo Piaoyu, I was blind in the past. I thought you were gentle and kind. You're vicious. You actually betrayed your fellow disciples for your own safety. Get lost. Don't even think about touching junior sister little Jiu. Ding Lang gave Lu Shi and the other two a look when he saw this. The four of them suddenly attacked Feng Ming. Seeing this, Gung Yi and Shi Xian quickly protected Yun Chujiu in the middle with Feng Ming. Are you guys rebelling? Ding Lang said viciously, we only want Yun Chujiu's life. You guys get out of the way quickly, or don't blame us for not letting you off either. Ding Lang was furious. None of these people were good. They had always been in the limelight, so it was good to take the opportunity to kill them all. When the time comes, I will put the blame onto Heavenly Gates sect, and the number one successor disciple of the Spirit Radiance sect would be me, Ding Lang. Su Yanran looked at the internal strife within the Spirit Radiance sect, and a disdainful sneer appeared on her face. She did not expect that with just a few words of provocation, Shuo Piaoyu, this idiot, would really make a move. Very well. Even if Shuo Piaoyu and the others were not Feng Ming's match, she would help Yun Chujiu one last time. Yun Chujiu must die. Stop. Stop fighting. I have something to say, Yun Chujiu shouted loudly. Shuo Piaoyu took a step back and said with a sneer, Yun Chujiu, what do you have to say? Are you going to commit suicide? How would a shameless bitch like you sacrifice yourself to help us? That's right. In order for you to live, I will commit suicide. Yun Chujiu said lightly. Junior sister Jiu, are you crazy? Don't worry, we will not hand you over, Feng Ming roared. Shi Xian and Gung Yi also said, that's right. Junior sister Jiu. At worst, well just fight it out. Killing one is to break even, killing two is to profit. Yun Chujiu shook her head. Shuo Piaoyu is right. I can't be so selfish. I can't harm you guys just because of me. Ding Lang, don't you have a poison pill on you? Give me one. I'll take it and kill myself. At least my corpse will be whole. Ding Lang's eyes flickered. He took out a pill from his storage ring and handed it to Yun Chujiu. This is the 7-kill pill. Once you take it, you'll die immediately. Yun Chujiu took the pill and said to Su Yanran, if I take the poison and commit suicide, you won't go back on your word, right? Su Yanran sneered. Who knows if you're acting? You can take the poison and commit suicide if you want, but take this poisonous feather pill as well. Chapter 581, Yun Chujiu's body was missing. Su Yanran threw a pill to Yun Chujiu, and Feng Ming jumped over to snatch it away. He did not expect Yun Chujiu to be faster than him, so he took the pill and stuffed it into his mouth. Junior sister little Jiu. You're too much. Feng Ming hugged Yun Chujiu, who had collapsed on the ground, and cried out. Shi Xian and Gung Yi clenched their fists. Although they did not have a deep relationship with Yun Chujiu, they had fought side by side along the way. Yun Chujiu was lively, cute, and resourceful. They had already treated Yun Chujiu as their sister. The scene before them, it was really hard for them to accept. As a 3-foot-tall man, they actually let their junior sister commit suicide to save their lives. How could they have the face to continue living? Feng Ming's eyes were bloodshot. He hugged Yun Chujiu and shouted, Junior sister little Jiu, I won't let you die pointlessly. I will kill a few people to accompany you in death. Take your time. We will accompany you to the Netherworld Road later. Yun Chujiu held Feng Ming's hand with one hand and said weakly, you guys go. Otherwise, I will die with my eyes wide open. Go. Feng Ming was slightly stunned for a moment, and then he shouted, Junior sister little Jiu. Don't worry, whether it's Shuo Piaoyu and the other scum of his sect or the Heaven sect, senior brother will kill them and avenge you. Feng Ming turned around and looked at Su Yanran with his red eyes. Su Yanran, junior sister little Jiu has already forfeited her life by taking the poison. We can at least take her body with us, right? Su Yanran sneered. Of course. We will return the corpse to your Linghua sect, but not now. We still have to bring it back as evidence. You guys can leave. You have 30 seconds. Otherwise, don't blame me for changing my mind. As soon as Su Yanran finished speaking, Zhuo Piaoyu and the others could not wait to escape, afraid that Su Yanran would change her mind. Su Yanran's face revealed a look of disdain. There was actually such dishonorable scum in the Linghua sect. The Linghua sect was so mediocre. Shi Xian and Gong Yi looked at Feng Ming. They thought that Feng Ming would definitely not leave like this. At the very least, he would take junior sister Little Jiu's body away. They did not expect Feng Ming to grit his teeth and say, "Let's go. We can't let junior sister Little Jiu's sacrifice be in vain." Shi Xian and Gong Yi were stunned. However, they saw that Feng Ming seemed to have unintentionally touched the storage ring on his hand. The two of them revealed an expression of common understanding. "All right. We will have our revenge no matter how long it takes. Let's go." Su Yanran saw Feng Ming and the other two leave as well. She looked at Yun Chujia's body on the ground and could not help but sneer. "Yun Chujio, you failed to the point your fellows actually gave up on retrieving your body. Don't worry. In the end, I will return it to the Linghua sect. After all, you were forced to die by your fellow disciples. When the time comes, I will let the entire Qing Xian continent know what happened. I will let you die with incomparable glory. Junior sister Su. Where is the body? Oh my God, there's really nothing left. Where did it go? Could it be that Yun Chujio turned into a ghost and ran away?" Su Yanran was stunned. Yun Chujia's body was indeed missing from the ground in front of her. The corners of her mouth curled into a cold smile. Then, she took out an array disc from her storage ring. After activating it, everyone saw Yun Chujio quickly climbing up the mine. "Yun Chujio, I didn't expect you to have a concealment talisman. However, you won't be able to escape today. Attack together and grind them to dust." Su Yanran said as she threw 8 wind blades at Yun Chujia's back. Chapter 582, did not have such a way to defeat a beast. Following Su Yanran's orders, all kinds of spiritual power attacks were launched at Yun Chujio. Fireballs, wind blades, and water arrows all flew toward Yun Chujia's back. Yun Chujio was so angry that she was about to explode. Damn it! How could that little bitch, Su Yanran, have such a good treasure? It actually allowed her to see through the concealment talisman. If she had the chance, she would definitely steal it. Little Black was almost about to cry from her master's stupidity. What the fuck was going on? Why are you still thinking about treasure? Hurry up and run for your life. Fortunately, Yun Chujio had a lot of defensive spiritual artifacts on her. Most of them were shattered, and she finally climbed to the top of the mine. She waved at Su Yanran. "Beauty Su, I'm not playing with you anymore. You can play by yourself. See you later." Ha ha ha. Su Yanran was so angry that her face turned green. She jumped up and was about to climb up the stone wall to chase after Yun Chujio, but because the stone wall was very smooth, she kept slipping. Moreover, this ancient mine prohibited flying, so she could not fly on her sword. "Junior sister Su, what should we do next?" A male disciple from the Heaven's Gate sect asked. "Use tools to cut out grooves in the stone wall." "Well, climb up. I don't believe that we can't catch her. If we meet anyone from the Linghua sect, well, capture them and use them as a hostage. I want to see if Yun Chujio will leave anyone behind." Su Yanran secretly hated her own carelessness. Next time, she would directly chop off Yun Chujia's head and see what other tricks she could play. However, it was really strange. Why wasn't she poisoned to death? She must have done something. This bitch was really treacherous. Yun Chujio originally wanted to wait for Su Yanran and the others to leave before secretly making her move. She didn't expect that Su Yanran would actually be prepared to climb up and chase after her. She could only run all the way south. I originally thought that this concealment talisman was pretty useful. I did not expect it to not be omnipotent, but it can be discovered by those above the 5th level of the Spirit Sovereign realm. What a useless thing. Shuo Piaoyu, Ding Lang, and those bastards. When I return to the Linghua sect, I will not let any of them off. She originally thought that it would be too beneath her to argue with trash like them. She did not expect that they would take advantage of her. That Wu Yenyu is still alright. She is not rotten to the core. When the time comes, I will just let her go. Little Black, why are you a bird? If you were a scarlet tiger, gale wolf, or something like that, would you be able to carry me and run? Once we arrive at the training grounds, we will be banned from flying. There is no place for you to be useful. Yun Chujio grumbled as she ran, and Little Black was unhappy. Master, there is no way you can defeat a beast like this. I am clearly a bird. Even if you make me turn into a tiger, I will not be able to change. Why don't you take in more beasts that can only be ridden? Just let me die of grief. Sigh, how did I end up with such a cruel master? The corner of Yun Chujio's eyes twitched. Alright. Alright. I said the wrong thing. However, if there's a chance, I really have to tame a demonic beast that can be ridden. When the time comes, you can also take a ride. Elder Shao's tiger isn't bad, but its level is a little low. Why don't I return to the Linghua sect and pick one out of the few mighty elephants? However, they're a little big, so they move too slowly. Little Black curled its lips and scoffed at Yun Chujio. She spoke as if it were an easy thing to do. The mighty elephants had a violent temper, so it would be strange if they could recognize her as their master. However, this master of his was very cruel. Perhaps he would be able to find a good Mount Demon Beast. When that time came, he would also be able to show off. Chapter 583, A big-hearted person. From that day onwards, Yun Chujio began her miserable days filled with having to run for her life. Since the concealment talisman was ineffective, Yun Chujio simply stopped using it. Although Su Yanran and the others had the numerical advantage, their spiritual power was uneven. Yun Chujio's boots also increased her speed via magical means, so she was easily able to maintain a safe distance from them. This pair of boots that the pretty boy gave me is really useful. I wonder if the pretty boy has seen his master or not. I can't my sound transmission talisman in here either. Otherwise, I can flirt with the pretty boy. Little Black was already powerless to complain. His master was really a big-hearted person. There were so many pursuers behind her, yet she still had the mood to think about these things. Yun Chujio also met a few groups of disciples who were mining. If they were from the Skyblade sect and Bixiao Palace sect, she would not bother with them. If they were from the Linghua sect, she would tell them that the Heaven sect wanted to kill disciples from the Linghua sect and to quickly hide. When those disciples saw that Yun Chujio was running faster than a rabbit, although they were skeptical, they avoided getting in Yun Chujio's way and hid. Therefore, despite running such a long way, Su Yanran did not encounter a single disciple of the Linghua sect. She was so angry that she gritted her teeth and chased after Yun Chujio relentlessly. However, Yun Chujio was getting more and more powerless. It was still fine during the day, but at night, Yun Chujio was afraid that Su Yanran would reinforcements. She could only let Little Black keep watch. She could only close her eyes a little while, and it was impossible for her to have a good rest. Damn it! Sooner or later, I'm going to get stronger, and I'm going to torture that little bitch Su Yanran to death. I don't know what kind of fortuitous encounter she had. Not only did her spiritual power slowly increase, but she also has a treasure that can see through the concealment talisman. Yun Chujio cursed as she ran. Little Black saw that Yun Chujio was slowing down, and said worriedly, "Master, if this keeps up you'll falter eventually. What else can I do? The concealment talisman is ineffective, and the people from the Linghua sect are too scattered to be organized. If I were to fight them head-on, I wouldn't be able to defeat them. I can only grit my teeth and persevere until the end of the trial and be ejected from the ancient mine. Damn it, I originally wanted to make a fortune here, but in the end, I only cared about running for my life. I didn't manage to find anything valuable. It's infuriating." The frustration in Yun Chujia's heart was clear, however, there was nothing she could do. In the past, when she encountered a crisis, all she had to do was use her brain or talk her way out of it. This time, she had no immediate solution. If Su Yanran had only brought a dozen people with her, there was still a chance of winning if Yun Chujio went all out, but fuck, she had nearly 100 people with her. Even Elder Shao might not be able to escape unscathed against that many. Yun Chujia's stamina gradually ran out, and Su Yanran gradually shortened the distance between them. Su Yanran shouted viciously, "Yun Chujio, don't waste your energy. This time, you won't be able to escape even if you had wings." Yun Chujio gritted her teeth. If it didn't work, then she could only think of a way to restrain Su Yanran and force those people to leave. However, that little bitch Su Yanran was much smarter than Baimoru. If things went wrong, I might end up walking into a trap. What should I do? Climb the mountain? The defensive spirit tools on my body were already more than half damaged. If I climbed again, all of my defensive spirit tools would be destroyed. 2 hours later, Su Yanran and her people finally caught up to Yun Chujio. She was completely surrounded. Su Yanran looked at Yun Chujio with a cold smile. "Yun Chujio, do you want to end it yourself or do you want us to kill you? Beauty Su, there is no animosity between you and I. Do you really need to kill me?" Yun Chujio said with a smile. Chapter 584, A Bloody Path. Yun Chujio, you have repeatedly made our Heaven's Gate sect suffer losses. Everyone in our Heaven's Gate hates you to the bone. Cut the crap and die. Get her. Su Yanran took a few steps back and signaled for the people of the Heaven's Gate sect to attack. Yun Chujio cursed in her heart. This Su Yanran was cunning and hid behind her fellow disciples. Now, she didn't have any good ideas and could only cut a bloody path through. Yun Chujio raised her hand and several bolts of lightning struck the disciples in the south. Those disciples didn't expect that Yun Chujio would actually be able to use lightning. They were caught off guard and were struck directly. Yun Chujio didn't care about the attacks from the other 3 directions at all. Anyway, she had a defensive spirit tool to block them. She continuously fired toward the disciples in the south. The disciples in the south were stunned for a moment. We have seen fireballs, wind blades, water arrows, and poison vines before. What the hell is this lightning? Can a human even use lightning attacks? Or is it purple lightning? Is this Yun Chujio really not a human, but a spirit that is animating a corpse? Yun Chujio's spiritual power was slightly higher than theirs. Coupled with the fact that they were caught off guard, Yun Chujio managed to create an opening. Yun Chujio ran forward with all her might. Chase her. We must kill Yun Chujio today. Su Yanran was also extremely shocked. Yun Chujio had a thunder spirit root, and it was even a heavenly thunder spirit root. No wonder she had always been one step ahead of me. It turned out that she had been a wolf in sheep's clothing. Damn bitch. I must kill her. If she was still alive, I would never be able to stand out. At this moment, Yun Chujio truly felt what it meant to be cornered. Fortunately, the boots on her feet could help her increase her speed. Otherwise, she would have been caught by Su Yanran long ago due to exhaustion. Even so, an hour later, Su Yanran caught up again from behind. All kinds of spiritual power attacks flew toward Yun Chujio's back. Fireball. Wind blade. Water arrow. There were even poison vines that emerged from the ground. Yun Chujia's defensive spiritual artifacts were constantly damaged and she even almost crashed into a wall from all the attacks. Fuck, she had finally received some birthday presents, and now they were all fucking gone. Su Yanran, you little bitch, just you wait. Sooner or later, I will take my revenge. Just as Yun Chujio was at her wit's end, 3 people ran over from the side. They were Feng Ming, Gung Yi, and Shi Xian. Junior sister Little Jiu, come. Well, take turns carrying you. Get some rest. Feng Ming carried Yun Chujio on his back and ran quickly. When Yun Chujio saw Feng Ming and the others, she felt that the 3 of them were like little angels waving their wings. No matter what, if she could take a breather, she did not believe that she could not think of a good way to escape. Now was not the time to chat. Yun Chujio did not ask why the 3 of them had appeared, but instead, she quickly recovered her strength. When Su Yanran saw Feng Ming and the other 2 rushing out, she was infuriated. She should not have worried too much at that time and just killed Feng Ming and the others earlier. It was a miscalculation. The spiritual power of Feng Ming and the other 2 was higher than most of the people of the Heaven's Gate sect, so their speed was naturally faster than theirs. Although they were carrying Yun Chujio, she was petite. The 3 of them took turns carrying her, so they were not caught by the people of the Heaven's Gate sect. After an hour, Yun Chujio's physical strength recovered a little, and the 4 of them were even faster. Gradually, the distance between them widened, and Yun Chujio finally let out a sigh of relief. The 4 of them came up with an escape plan. It was not feasible to keep running like this. It was best to find a place to hide. When the trial was over, it would be easy to send her out of the ancient mine. Chapter 585, Little Black Rat returns the favor. Feng Ming said with a bitter face, Junior sister Little Jiu, this ancient mine is very spacious. We can see a distance of more than 10 miles at a glance. Where can we hide? Yun Chujio was also frowning. Where can we possibly hide? It would be great if we could drill into the ground. Squeak. Squeak. A small black beast drilled out from the ground and kept calling to Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio's eyes lit up. Isn't this the black rat that I saved a few days ago? What is it trying to do? Mickey Mouse, what are you calling me for? The little bitch chasing us wants to kill us. We have to run for our lives, so we can't play with you anymore. Yun Chujio didn't care if Little Black Rat could understand her or not. The corners of Feng Ming and the other 2's eyes twitched. What or who the hell was Mickey Mouse? Little Black Rat cried out even more anxiously. When it saw that Yun Chujio was still running forward, it anxiously raised its hind legs and used one of its claws to point to the west. Then, it used its 2 front claws to hold its head. Yun Chujio blinked her eyes. You mean there's a good place for us to hide? Little Black Rat nodded desperately and squeaked excitedly. Feng Ming and the other 2 were amazed. Fuck. Isn't the tailless stone-eating rat a level 3 demon beast? How can it be so smart? It can even understand human language. Gung Yi said in disbelief. Feng Ming's eyes lit up. Junior sister Little Jiu, since we have nowhere else to go, why don't we follow this little black rat? Yun Chujio nodded and said to Little Black Rat, Mickey Rat, lead the way. Little Black Rat quickly ran up while Yun Chujio and the others followed closely. Little Black Rat took a few turns and brought the 4 of them to the front of a mine. Then, Little Black Rat burrowed into the ground through a small hole. Yun Chujio's nose almost went crooked from anger. You actually burrowed in the ground? Are we also rats that can burrow with our physique? Feng Ming and the other 2 were also dumbfounded. They were originally full of hope, but now it felt like a basin of cold water had been poured on them. It was the same kind of water filled with ice cubes. It was too depressing. Mickey Mouse, get out here. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you think that we have the same small body or digging abilities as you? Yun Chujio was so angry that she twitched. As soon as Yun Chujio finished her sentence, the stone wall in front of them slowly rose, and Little Black Rat began to squeak from the inside. Yun Chujio's eyes immediately lit up, and she quickly brought Feng Ming and the other two inside. Before Yun Chujio went in, she used an elongated rolling pin to pull up the gravel within a few feet, removing the traces left by the four of them. Feng Ming and the other two looked at each other. They were very impressed by Yun Chujio's sharp mind. Even at this time, she could still think of these minor details. Junior sister Little Jiu was indeed smart. After Yun Chujio entered, Little Black Rat leaped up to a height of 6 feet. Its front paw pressed on a protruding spot, and the stone wall slowly fell again. Squeak! Squeak! Little Black led the way, and the four people followed it all the way. Yun Chujio looked at it as she walked. This should be a man-made tunnel, and no one knew where it led to. The four of them followed Little Black Rat for a full hour. When they encountered another thick stone wall, Little Black Rat went in through a small hole and opened the way. They had gone through 9 stone walls when the scene in front of them suddenly changed. It was so dazzling that it made them dizzy. Chapter 586, I am not a greedy person, oh my god. Yanxia. Zhuyu. Yanqing. Furong. Oh my god, these are all high-grade ores. Gung Yi exclaimed. How can there be so many valuable ores here? It seems like they were transported from somewhere else and not originally found here. Shi Xian picked up a piece and looked at it. Could this be a warehouse or something from the past? Look, we have passed through 9 stone walls. The thickness of the stone walls is abnormal. An ordinary person would not be able to set up such a mechanism. Feng Ming guessed. The three of them saw that Yun Chujio had not said anything, so they looked at her. They saw that she was enamored by all the ores in front of her, and her eyes were hooked. Little Black Rat noticed Yun Chujio's gaze and squeaked unhappily. Yun Chujio laughed dryly. Mickey Mouse, don't be unhappy. I'm not the kind of person who is greedy and evil. Anyway, you can't eat so much, so just give me a few pieces as a souvenir. Feng Ming and the other two simply could not bear to look at it. Little Black Rat had saved us, and you still have the nerve to ask for a souvenir? Little Black Rat rolled its eyes and used its claws to point at the smallest piece of smoke cloud ore. It squeaked twice at Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio pouted. This Little Black Rat was really stingy. However, no matter how small a bounty was, it was better than nothing. It will have to do for now, but I don't believe that a little mouse like you can outsmart me. Senior brother Feng Ming, this place is very hidden. Even if Su Yanran finds out that we are hiding here, with their strength, they won't be able to destroy the stone wall in a short period of time. Moreover, there are 9 stone walls here. We can just hide out here. When the 1-month trial time is up, we'll be transported out. Yun Chujio lay on the ground. Fuck, I can finally catch my breath. I was almost killed by that little bitch, Su Yanran. Feng Ming and the other two were also paralyzed on the ground. These few days were the most dangerous days they had ever encountered, especially when Yun Chujio seemingly committed suicide by taking the poison. It felt like the darkest moment of her life. Senior brother Feng Ming, I didn't expect you to react so quickly. If you hadn't been able to read the words I wrote in your palm, then I would have put on a show for nothing. When Yun Chujio fell into Feng Ming's arms, Yun Chujio had been lying on the ground and had written the word bluff on Feng Ming's palm. Fortunately, Feng Ming's reaction was fast. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to escape. Feng Ming smiled and said, I was also stunned at that time, but I thought that junior sister Little Jiu was usually very cowardly. How could she have so easily taken the poison and committed suicide? Yun Chujio was so angry that she was twitching. Senior brother bird, the boat of our friendship has capsized again. The friendship is over. That's it. Gung Yi and Shi Xian looked at the dumbfounded Feng Ming and could not help but laugh out loud. Feng Ming's EQ was really too low. He really knew how to push buttons. The four of them slept until noon the next day. Only then did they get up full of energy. Mickey Mouse, those people didn't find this place, right? Yun Chujio asked the little black mouse who was chewing on a piece of misty ore. Little black rat shook its head proudly and continued to happily chew on the piece of misty ore. Yun Chujio saw that the piece of misty ore was getting smaller and smaller, and her heart ached. Damn, this Mickey Mouse was chewing on spiritual stones, what a waste. Yun Chujio's eyes suddenly lit up. Senior brothers, how do you think this Mickey Mouse found this place? Is it a legendary stone-eating mouse? Chapter 587, Seduce Little Black Rat, Maybe It's Possible. After all, it looks different from those silver tailless mountain rats. Moreover, this place is extremely hidden. How did it find it? I guess it found this place by relying on its sense of smell, Shi Xian said. When Yun Chujio heard this, her eyes rolled around. Damn, it would be great if she could seduce this Mickey Mouse. Not only would all these rare ores belong to her, but with this Mickey Mouse helping her, she would only need to go around mining and be able to make a fortune. Ha ha ha. She had said it before. How could one be unlucky all the time? Although she was being chased by that little bitch, Su Yenran, she was about to make a fortune. Feng Ming and the other two could not help but tremble when they heard Yun Chujio's strange laughter. What scheme was junior sister Little Jiu coming up with? Could it be that she wanted to take this little black rat for herself? Feng Ming pulled Yun Chujio to the side, using an extremely low voice, he said, Junior sister Little Jiu, could it be that you have plans for that little black rat? I heard that the ancient demonic beast stone-eating rat's temperament is extremely strange. It's very difficult for humans to tame it. Moreover, if you force it to obey a master, it will suffer some sort of backlash. If it's not done properly, its body will be destroyed. Yes, I understand. I won't act rashly. Yun Chujio narrowed her eyes. I've already gotten 9 ancient strange beasts. What is a single little rat compared to those? Yun Chujio first used the gourmet seduction plan. She didn't expect that little black rat would only be interested in ore. It was completely uninterested in the meat buns that Yun Chujio took out. Yun Chujio then tried to describe the colorful world outside. Little black rat still looked uninterested. Yun Chujio gritted her teeth. She could only use her last move. She summoned Little Black Bird. Cough, cough, let Little Black Bird hook up with Little Black Rat. Little Black Bird scoffed at Yun Chujio's method. Other than being able to eat ores, Little Black Rat was useless. It couldn't fight, and it couldn't be used as a mount. It was a glutton. Why did Little Black Bird have to please it? Little Black Rat glared at Little Black Bird with its bean-like eyes. Not only did it not succeed in hooking up with it, it even angered Little Black Bird. The two of them fought fiercely, but Little Black Rat couldn't fly. A few of its feathers were bitten off by Little Black Rat. Little Black Rat's ears were also pecked off by Little Black Bird. Little Black Rat squeaked and squeaked in pain. It glared at Little Black Bird angrily and disappeared into a hole. Yun Chujio was so angry that she grabbed Little Black Bird's short wings. Little Black. You idiot. I asked you to hook up with Mickey Mouse, but you fought with it. Are you trying to rebel? Wah. You don't love me anymore. You heartless master. You like the new and dislike the old. You don't love me anymore. I'm so sad. Wah. Little Black Bird cawed. Feng Ming and the other two couldn't bear to hear it. Although they didn't understand what Little Black Bird was saying, it sounded very sad, so they tried to persuade her, junior sister Little Jill, forget it. It's normal for spiritual beasts to fight. Besides, that little black rat isn't badly injured. It'll be back soon. Yun Chujio glared at Little Black Bird and said with her mind, you idiot. If Little Black Rat accepts us, these ores are all ours. We can find more valuable ores in the future. More ore means more money. With more money, we can eat anything and anywhere to our heart's content. Little Black Bird stared at her with its bean-like eyes and turned around. It said proudly, "Humph. Isn't it just a little mouse? If I can provoke it, I can also smooth its fur. Master, look at me. I will definitely lure it back for you." Chapter 588, The Shameless Little Black Bird. Little Black Bird, as long as you successfully seduce Mickey Mouse, I will definitely not mistreat you in the future. When we return to the Linghua faction, I will bring you to a restaurant to eat whatever you want, Yun Chujio said with a smile. Little Black Bird immediately nodded its little head happily and agreed. It then cried out towards the hole that Little Black Rat had crawled into. After a while, Little Black Rat crawled out of the hole and glared at Little Black Bird fiercely. Little Black Bird jumped in front of Little Black Rat and it thought it was going to fight again. It stared at Little Black Bird vigilantly and was ready to rush up and bite it at any time. Little Black Rat did not expect that Little Black Bird would shamelessly flap its wings and dance around on the spot. This action not only confused Little Black Rat, but even Yun Chujio and the others were dumbfounded. Yun Chujio thought to herself, Little Black Bird is really shameless. It had to be said it had learned well from its master, and it was better than her. After Little Black Rat was stunned, it looked at Little Black Bird with relish. It had always been alone, so it was inevitable that it felt lonely. A few days ago, when it saw that the tailless mountain rats were somewhat similar to it, it wanted to get close to them. However, it did not expect that it would be treated as a different species and the entire group would chase after it. If it was not for Yun Chujio, it would have died. Now that it saw that the Little Black Bird was so friendly, it forgot about the unhappiness from before. It happily pushed a piece of ore in front of Little Black Bird. Little Black Bird was very pleased with itself. Humph, there was nothing that I could not handle. This fellow had completely learned the essence of Yun Chujio's deceit and even had or offered to it. It was as if it wanted to make friends with Yun Chujio without expecting anything in return. This was the first time in so many years that Little Black Rat had received such warmth. In just half a day, it was inseparable from Little Black Bird. Yun Chujio touched her chin. She did not know if the Little Black Rat was male or female. If it was female, Little Black Bird would probably kidnap it in the future. It was too easy to fool. In the next few days, the Little Black Rat would go outside every morning to investigate the situation. Although Su Yenran and the others had searched this place, they did not expect that there was another world under the stone wall. Therefore, they left after looking around and finding nothing. After some discussion with the group, Yun Chujio decided to stay here as a precaution until the trial period of the ancient mine was over and they were sent out. The relationship between Little Black Rat and Little Black Bird was getting better. At first, Little Black Bird did not have good intentions, but it was also lonely. As time passed, Little Black Rat and Little Black Bird had developed feelings for each other for real, and the two of them were inseparable. Time flew by. The next day was the last day of the month. Yun Chujio started to pull in the net. Mickey Mouse, tonight you and Little Black Bird have fun. Because tomorrow we will be teleported out. You two will never see each other again. Yun Chujio had a wolf-like smile on her face. Little Black Rat was stunned at first, then looked at Little Black Bird. Little Black Bird drooped its wings, nodded its little head, and cried a few times. Little Black Rat immediately became dispirited, and its bright black eyes became dim, with a lonely look on its face. Yun Chujio was secretly happy, and said with a smile, Mickey Mouse, there is a way for you two to be together for a long time. It depends on whether you are willing to do it or not. Feng Ming and the other two stood at the side and lit a candle for Little Black Rat in their hearts. Looking at Little Black Rat's reluctant appearance, it was most likely that it would be successfully tempted by junior sister Little Jiu. They had finally opened their eyes. There was actually such a way to tame a spiritual pet. Chapter 589, Taming Successful. Little Black Rat listened to Yun Chujia's words and looked at Yun Chujio with hope, waiting for her to continue. Yun Chujio said with a smile, "As long as you acknowledge me as your master, not only can you play with Little Black Bird, but you can also leave this ancient mine and go see the outside world. Aren't you curious about what the outside world is like?" The outside world was not like this one. It was vast and desolate. The outside world was filled with flowers, willows, and flowers. It was full of splendor. There was nothing that one could not imagine or see. When the time comes, I will bring you and Little Black Bird to travel and eat all sorts of delicacies around the world. Just thinking about it is very enticing, isn't it? Although Little Black Rat's eyes revealed a look of yearning, a trace of hesitation flashed in its eyes, but it still shook its head. Yun Chujio gave Little Black Bird a look. Little Black Bird squeezed out 2 teardrops and cried out miserably. The sound was so sad that it made anyone who heard it cry. Feng Ming and the other two looked at each other. What kind of master had this kind of spiritual pet? This Little Black Bird's acting skills were not inferior to junior sister Jiu's. In fact, they had misunderstood. Little Black Bird was really crying. Firstly, he really could not bear to part with Little Black Rat. Secondly, when he thought of the promise of being able to eat delicious food at a restaurant that had gone down the drain, he immediately felt sad. That was why he cried out loudly. When Little Black Rat saw that Little Black Bird was so sad, its eyes immediately turned red and tears fell. When Yun Chujio saw this, she could not help but feel a trace of guilt in her heart. Oh my God, these two are really wild beasts. Why do I feel like the Queen Mother who broke up the cowherd and weaver girl? Don't cry. Don't cry. Mickey Mouse, as long as you acknowledge me as your master, won't this problem be solved? If you acknowledge me as your master, it'll help you keep all these ores. It'll definitely guarantee that you won't starve. Moreover, the master is the kindest. Even if you don't have any abilities, I won't despise you. Yun Chujio said slowly and coyly, her face full of sincerity. Little Black Rat's eyes lit up. It squeaked twice and nodded. Yun Chujio was overjoyed. However, she had learned from her previous experience. There might be a strange phenomenon when this kind of ancient demon beast recognized its master. It would be bad if Su Yenran was summoned. Anyway, she would only be sent out tomorrow at midnight. I'll make it in time for Little Black Rat to recognize me as its master. So, Yun Chujio put forward her ideas to Mickey Mouse. Little Black Rat nodded in agreement, happy to let Yun Chujio get hold of the ore be put away. Yun Chujio sighed as she collected the ores. TSK, Mickey is really naive. Isn't it afraid that I will run away after collecting all the ore? Fortunately, I am not that kind of person. Moreover, cough cough, I still want bigger fish. With Mickey's treasure hunting skills, I may find an even larger hoard. I have plenty of opportunities to make a fortune. Yun Chujio slept exceptionally soundly that night. In her dream, she dreamed that she had brought Little Black Rat along to find countless treasures. The spirit stones in her storage ring were so full that they were about to overflow. She laughed loudly in her dream, scaring Feng Ming and the other two out of their stupor. At midnight the next day, Yun Chujio bit her index finger impatiently and dripped the blood into Little Black Rat's mouth. Little Black Rat's front claws formed a seal, and a moment later, the contract was successfully formed. Yun Chujio's face was beamed like a flower. As long as the contract was completed, this was the first step to her road to riches. A soft little girl's voice sounded in Yun Chujia's mind, "Master, I have something to tell you." After hearing Little Black Rat's words, Yun Chujio sat on the ground with a look of despair. Chapter 590, Tricked by a Black-Hearted Rat. Yun Chujio sat on the ground for a long while, then she lay her hands on the ground and wailed. "Oh my God, I thought I got lucky, but I didn't expect it to be false luck. Oh my God, my life is so hard. It's even harder than eating coptis. Mickey Mouse, you bastard, did you do it on purpose? Little Black Bird. You idiot. Why didn't you ask around before seducing it? You actually managed to abduct a child for me. My heart. My spirit stones." Little Black Bird drooped its head and looked guilty. It trembled as it hid beside Little Black Rat. Little Black Bird widened its bean-like eyes and used its wings to wrap around Little Black Rat. It looked like it was not afraid of anything. When Yun Chujio saw the two lovebirds, she howled even louder, "You two are so heartless. Are you two ganging up on me? Why is my life so miserable?" Feng Ming and the other two were dumbfounded. What was going on? "Junior sister Little Jiu, what is going on? Why are you crying?" Feng Ming asked curiously. "Woo! This damn thing told me that although it is a stone-eating rat, it is still a little cub. It must eat a certain amount of precious ores before it can use its innate ability. I asked it how much it needs to eat, and it told me that it needs to eat at least twice as much as what we saw. Oh my God, I reckon that even if I die, this thing will not be able to use its innate ability. I still have to spend money to buy rare ores to feed it. I really can't get what I want." Yun Chujio cried miserably as she glared at Little Black Rat, who was hiding beside the Little Black Bird. Feng Ming and the other two were also shocked. Junior sister Jiu had just shot herself in the foot. Feng Ming coughed dryly. "Junior sister Jiu, what's done is done. Maybe things will turn around in the future." Yun Chujio wiped her tears with her sleeve and muttered, "Things haven't been going well for me recently. First, I was chased by that little bitch Su Yenran, and now I've been tricked by that black-hearted rat Mickey. It must be that old bastard Tian Dao who tricked me." The corners of Feng Ming and the other two's eyes twitched violently, but they didn't dare to say anything. In the Qing Xian continent, the only one who dared to publicly scold Tian Dao was probably only Junior Sister Jiu. "Junior Sister Little Jiu, it's almost time. Put those two into the spirit beast pouch. We are about to be transported out," Feng Ming reminded Yun Chujio. After a short while, the grievances in her heart eased a little. She glared at Little Black Bird and Little Black Rat and put the two into the spirit beast pouch. The four of them stood together, waiting to be transported out. However, after a while, nothing happened. Yun Chujio frowned. "It's already time, why haven't we been transported out? Did we remember the wrong date? It's not time yet." Feng Ming frowned. "It's time, and the date is right too. We should have already been teleported out. Maybe there's a time delay." Gung Yi said this without much confidence. In thousands of years, there had never been a delay. The disciples were always sent out on time. The four people suddenly had an ominous premonition. Could it be that something bad happened? "Mickey, go out and see if there are any humans around." Yun Chujio let Mickey out to take a look around. 4 hours later, Little Black Rat came back. "Master, there are no humans outside." Chapter 591, Left behind. Yun Chujio and the others were instantly dumbfounded. What did that mean? Could it be that everyone else had been teleported out and they were the only ones left there? Heavens, if that was really the case, would they not be trapped there for years? Moreover, who knew if there would be any other changes in this place? They might even be trapped there and die. At that moment, the four of them did not care if they would run into Su Yanran anymore. They hurriedly passed through the 9 stone walls and reached the outside. Yun Chuzhou climbed to the top of the mine and looked around. Indeed, she did not see a single person. The four of them were unwilling to accept this. They searched within a radius of 100 miles but still found nothing. The four of them could only accept the fact that they were trapped in the ancient mine. Yun Chuzhou simply wanted to cry but she had no tears. Oh my God! Why did it have to be like this? Could it have something to do with us being in that mine? Shi Xian thought for a while and said. Feng Ming slapped his thigh. Maybe it really is meant to be like that. Think about it, there are so many rare ores here. If we can be teleported out, wouldn't it be too easy for petty thieves as well? Oh right. Junior sister Little Jiu, how did Little Black find that place? Yun Chuzhou pouted. It said that it had been there since it was conscious. Later, it felt bored and dug a hole for fun. It doesn't know anything else. It's just a glutton. The four of them discussed for some time, but there was no way out. If they could not find a way, they could only wait for a decade before being able to exit the place. Yun Chujia's sorrow came from within. Oh my God! 10 years later, perhaps the gigolo would have been seduced by some woman. By the time she exits the place, he would be the father of a few children. It was all that little bitch Su Yanran's fault. If she had not chased after her, she would not have hidden in that cave. If she had not hidden in that cave, they would not have been trapped there. At that moment, outside the ancient mine, Elder Xiao and Elder Chu were as anxious as ants on a hot pot. After counting the number of people, they found that more than 10 disciples were dead or injured. However, what worried them the most was that Yun Chuzhou, Feng Ming, Shi Xian, and Gung Yi did not come out. Could it be that the four of them had died there? The successor disciples of the 3 peak masters and an ancestor. This would be a death sentence if something really happened. Elder Chu and Elder Xiao asked the disciples who entered the trial one by one if they had seen Yun Chuzhou and the other 2. Some disciples said that they had met Yun Chuzhou. Yun Chuzhou said that she was chased by the Heavenly Gates sect and asked them to find a place to hide, but they had not met her since. Elder Xiao and Elder Chu immediately went to the Heavenly Gates sect to settle scores. The leader of the Heavenly Gates sect was an old acquaintance, Elder Zhang. When he heard that Yun Chuzhou did not exit, he could not help but laugh. The heavens are really fair. This must be that bitch, Yun Chuzhou's retribution. Elder Chu was already extremely anxious. When he heard Elder Zhang say that, he immediately slapped him. If Elder Xiao still had his previous temperament, he would definitely have stopped Elder Chu. However, ever since he had an epiphany, his temperament had become more casual. Not only did he not stop him, he even helped Elder Chu attack Elder Zhang. Elder Zhang cursed angrily, Xiao Pancher, Chu Bewley, you 2 old scoundrels. How dare you fight? All of you, attack. Teach these 2 old scoundrels a lesson. Seeing this, the other elders of the Heavenly Gates sect rushed forward. The people of the Spirit Radiance sect naturally did not want to be outdone, so the people of both sides stood together. In the end, it was the leading elders of the Skyblade sect and the Bixiao Palace who stopped them. Elder Chu scolded angrily, it must be that old bastard Du Gai who told you to kill that little Jiu girl in the ancient mine. Our Spirit Radiance sect will not forgive you. Chapter 592, It's the infighting between your disciples. Su Yanran walked out of the crowd and said with a cold smile, Elder Chu, I admit that I went after Yun Chuzhou, but we didn't kill her. After entering the ancient mine for half a month, we haven't seen her, Feng Ming, and the others since. If you want to find their whereabouts, you might as well ask Spirit Radiance sects Zhuo Piaoyu and Ding Lang. The hatred between the 2 of them and Yun Chuzhou is even greater. The relationship between your disciples is really interesting. After Elder Chu heard Su Yanren's words, he subconsciously turned around to look at Zhuo Piaoyu and Ding Lang. He saw that the two of them were avoiding his gaze. It was obvious that they were hiding something from him with their previous answers. He was instantly so angry that he gritted his teeth. No matter what, the Heavenly Gates sect openly went after our Spirit Radiance sect's disciples in the ancient mine. Our sect will not just suck it up. If Heavenly Gates sect doesn't give us an explanation, then we will cut off the earth fire supply, Elder Chu said furiously. Elder Zhang sneered. Su Yanran made it very clear that Yun Chuzhou and the others weren't killed by our disciples. This was caused by the infighting among your disciples. What does that have to do with us? If you really want to add fuel to fire, then why don't you wait for our sect master Du to negotiate with sect master Shenyuan? Let's go. After Elder Zhang finished speaking, he led the people of the Heavenly Gates sect away. Although Su Yanran felt a little regretful that she did not kill Yun Chuzhou with her own hands, Yun Chuzhou was not ejected from the trial, so she must have died inside. It was truly retribution. The people of the Skyblade sect and Bixiao Palace advised Elder Shao and Elder Chu a few words before they left the ancient mine with their respective disciples. Elder Chu ordered the people of the Spirit Radiance sect to set up camp and interrogate Ding Lang and Zhuo Piaoyu individually. The two of them insisted that Su Yanran was trying to sow discord, and the reason why the two of them looked so anxious was because they were worried about the safety of Yun Chuzhou and the others. Elder Chu could not help but sneer. After imprisoning the two of them and sending someone to watch over them, he then interrogated Wu Yanyu, Lu Shi, and the other three disciples individually. Wu Yanyu was timid and thought that she had the least responsibility, so she told them everything. Lu Shi and the other three disciples also could not resist Elder Shao's pressure and told them the truth. What? Zhuo Piaoyu and Ding Lang actually did such a vicious thing? They actually forced little Jiu to commit suicide to save their own lives. Elder Chu was so angry that his beard was standing on its end. Elder Shao and the others were also shocked. Zhuo Piaoyu had always had a good reputation among the younger generation of disciples. Not only was she good-looking, but she was also kind and generous. No one would say that she was good, but they did not expect that she would do such a vicious thing. Although they were a little shocked, Su Yanran was not the only one who said so. Even Wu Yanyu and the others had confessed, so it must be true. Elder Chu immediately ordered the disciples to bring Zhuo Piaoyu and Ding Lang up. The two of them originally wanted to quibble, but when they saw Wu Yanyu and the others, they knew that the matter must have been exposed. Zhuo Piaoyu glared at Wu Yanyu viciously. Slut! She did not expect that Zhuo Piaoyu, who was usually obedient to her, would betray her at such a critical moment. Sooner or later, she would kill this slut. Wu Yanyu was so frightened by Zhuo Piaoyu's vicious gaze that she trembled. However, compared to the punishment given by the sect, she would rather offend Zhuo Piaoyu. Betraying a fellow disciple was a huge crime, and Zhuo Piaoyu was definitely going to suffer this time. Wu Yanyu, Lu Shi, and the others have already told the truth about what happened. What else do the two of you have to say? Elder Shao's face was as dark as coal as he asked sternly. Chapter 593, Black Thing will definitely be fine. Zhuo Piaoyu revealed an expression of self-blame and guilt. Elders. Yes, I admit that I have indeed done something that has let junior sister Yun down. I shouldn't have forced her to commit suicide. However, I didn't do it for myself. At that time, Su Yanran led over 100 disciples from the Heavenly Gates sect to besiege us. I had no choice but to make this decision. At that time, I was also in a dilemma. However, I felt that compared to the lives of my 9 senior brothers and sisters, it was the best for junior sister Yun to sacrifice herself. I believe that the others also had the same thoughts. However, they were too embarrassed to speak out due to their feelings, so I decided to be the villain. I had already thought it through then. As long as we safely leave the ancient mine, I would write a letter to my father, asking him to do his best to compensate junior sister Yun's family. Moreover, I will also do my best to kill Su Yanran and avenge junior sister Yun. Elder Xiao's eyes were filled with anger and disappointment after hearing Zhuo Piaoyu's words. Peak Master Yuan had always treated Zhuo Piaoyu as his own daughter, and had only taken in this one true disciple. He had put all his effort into Zhuo Piaoyu, but he had never thought that in the end, Peak Master Yuan would actually raise an ingrate. She had betrayed Yun Chuzhou for her life, and in the future, she would betray Peak Master Yuan and Spirit Radiance sect for profit. Elder Xiao then turned his gaze to Ding Lang. Ding Lang, out of the 10 people who were trapped, you are the oldest, and you have been in the sect for the longest time. Why didn't you stop Zhuo Piaoyu? Instead, you helped the villain and bullied Yun Chuzhou. You even attacked Feng Ming and the other two. Ding Lang sneered in his heart. Yes, I have been in the sect for the longest time, but did you give me the same treatment? We are both true disciples, but I can't compare to Feng Ming and the other two. I can't even compare to that trash Yun Chuzhou. That old man Elder Qi treats Yun Chuzhou 100 times better than me. Why? However, he naturally would not say these things out loud. He also revealed a look of self-blame and guilt as he said, Elders, junior sister Zhuo and I had the same thinking, that is to use the smallest sacrifice in exchange for the lives of more people. At that time, the situation was urgent. I saw that Feng Ming and the others were stubborn, so I had no choice but to make a move to calm him down. The faces of the elders were filled with deep disappointment and anger. These two people were clearly afraid of death, but they spoke in a dignified manner and had no intention of repentance. They were truly hopeless. Elder Chu was so angry that he wanted to slap Zhuo Piaoyu and Ding Lang to death on the spot. What was the point of keeping such scumbags who betrayed their fellow disciples? The other elders hurriedly tried to dissuade him and let the disciples take Zhuo Piaoyu and the others away. Old Chu, don't be rash. This matter needs to be decided by the sect master. Moreover, it's not like you don't know Zhuo Piaoyu's identity. The strength of the Zhuo family is comparable to a medium-sized sect. Offending them too harshly is also a problem. The most important thing now is to find a way to find out the whereabouts of Yun Chuzhou and the others. As for Zhuo Piaoyu and the others, it wouldn't be too late to deal with them when we return to the sect. Elder Chu took a deep breath and calmed himself down before saying, let's wait here for a while longer. I believe little Jiu won't die so easily. How can a little pervert who can't even be killed by lightning die so easily? And Feng was about to go crazy from anxiety. He went straight to Elder Chu and asked him about what had happened. Then, he sent a voice transmission talisman to Di Biming and told him everything that had happened. After Di Biming received Feng's message, although he was very anxious, he had a strange feeling when he thought of Yun Chuzhou's trials. Black Thing would definitely be fine. Perhaps there was a deviation somewhere, or maybe she was just trapped in the ancient mine. However, that little devil would live like a fish in water wherever she went. She would definitely be fine. Chapter 594, Mysterious Confidence. And Feng could not help but be dumbfounded when he received Di Biming's voice transmission talisman. He actually only replied with one word. Wait. Wait for what? Esteemed self, don't tell me you have a new lover. How can you be so calm and mysterious? And Feng was furious. When the moon was high and the wind was calm, he sneaked into the Spirit Radiance sect's headquarters and gave Ding Lang, Lu Shi, and the others a good beating. Damn it! Who told you to harm our Miss Jiu? Who told you to make me so anxious? I'll beat you to death. Elder Xiao and the others naturally noticed Feng, but they pretended not to see him. Anyway, a few slaps and kicks would not kill anyone. If it were not for their status, they would have beat these kids long ago. Although Di Biming's reply was very calm, he still rushed to the ancient mine the next morning. When Zhuo Piaoyu, Ding Lang, and the others were stared at by Di Biming's cold gaze, their bodies trembled. There was not a trace of emotion in this man's gaze, it was like looking at a dead person. Elder Xiao and Elder Chu looked at each other. It was likely that Zhuo Piaoyu and the others would not survive. However, young Master Di's spiritual power was unfathomable. They could not stop him even if they wanted to. They had brought this upon themselves. They deserved it. However, what everyone did not expect was that after Di Biming glanced at them, he did not make a move. Instead, he walked to the boundary of the ancient mine and observed it carefully. "Your Excellency, do you need me to kill those bastards?" An Feng moved closer to Di Biming and asked. "Leave them for the black thing to deal with herself. I believe that it will be more satisfying if she does it herself," Di Biming said faintly. An Feng was about to cry. "Your Majesty, where did you get such mysterious confidence from? Are you sure that Miss Jiu isn't dead? Your Majesty, why don't we think of a way to break this enchantment?" An Feng poked the enchantment with his hand and said. Di Biming frowned. "Do you think that this ancient enchantment is so easy to break? If it can be broken, I'm afraid it won't last until now. Even if we gather all the experts of Qingxian continent, we won't be able to break it even in 100 years. Then what should we do? Should we just wait?" An Feng felt that the emperor was not anxious, but the eunuch was. Why was His Majesty calmer than me? We can only wait here. The worst-case scenario is that the enchantment will open again after 10 years. However, the black thing might just surprise us. Di Biming curled his lips and said. "Achoo! Someone must be thinking about me." Sob, sob. Perhaps the gigolo knows that something has happened to me and is howling outside. My poor gigolo, you must hold on to your moral integrity. Don't let some bitch do that to you. Yun Chujio mumbled. Feng Ming and the other two were originally eating porridge. Hearing Yun Chujio's words, the porridge in their mouths immediately spurted out. Feng Ming choked until he coughed. Cough. Cough. Cough cough. Junior sister little Jiu, you are indeed bold and unrestrained. Feng Ming felt that the young Master Di's mental endurance was definitely different from ordinary people. It was truly admirable. Yun Chujio glared at him and continued to mutter, "Sigh. Don't tell me we are going to waste 10 years in this damned place. When I go out, won't I be old?" The corner of Feng Ming's eyes twitched violently. Junior sister little Jiu, 10 years is a very long time for the people of the secular world. For us, it's just a very short period of time. Some cultivators cultivate in seclusion for several years at a time. For example, your master, elder son, probably won't come out of seclusion for another 5 years. Hearing Feng Ming's words, Yun Chujio felt a little comforted in her heart. She believed that the gigolo would be able to keep his innocence. However, would 10 years have to be wasted just like that? Yun Chujio blinked her eyes. Suddenly, her eyes lit up and she threw her head back and laughed. Chapter 595, The enslaved little black rat. Feng Ming and the other two were shocked. Did junior sister little Jiu go mad? She was crying and laughing at the same time. It was simply too scary. Junior sister little Jiu, are you alright? Young Master D is deeply in love with you. He definitely won't betray you. Feng Ming felt that Yun Chujio was probably too worried that Di Biming would fall in love with someone else, so he quickly tried to persuade her. Yes, junior sister little Jiu, you don't have to worry. If young Master D really does something that will let you down, we will help you beat him up. Gung Yi silently added in his heart, although it would be very likely that we would be beaten up instead. Shi Xian handed Yun Chujio a meat bun. Junior sister little Jiu, you should turn your grief and anger into appetite. Come, eat more. Right. Let's hurry up and eat. Eat well so we can dig. We can't waste the 10 years we're going to spend here. Fuck, we should use these 10 years to dig out all the top-grade mines in this ancient place. As the saying goes, the old man lost his mare, but it all turned out for the best. This is what we are doing. Now, this ancient mine is our world. As long as we don't provoke a large group of demonic beasts, we will be able to move unhindered. We will dig wherever there is a good mine. At that time, the people behind us will come to dig again, and there will be nothing left. Ha ha ha. Yun Chujio was so happy that she was dancing with joy. Feng Ming and the other two were stunned at first, then they were also very happy. Junior sister Little Gio made sense. Sometimes, the same thing, if viewed from another angle, had a completely different conclusion. If one looked at this matter with a pessimistic view, it would be that they were forced to be trapped in the ancient mine. However, with junior sister Little Nine's logic, they were able to benefit from this disaster. Not only could they continue to carry out trials, they could also increase their actual combat experience. Moreover, they could also dig up a lot of rare ores. The four of them hurriedly finished their breakfast and began to search for their next target. As there were no other competitors, the four of them calmly began to search through the entire mine. They started from a mine that was close to the cave. They used a pickaxe to dig a hole. If there were rare ores inside, they would continue digging. If it was not valuable, they would change their target. However, this was also a waste of time. Normally, the rare ore would not be on the surface of the rock. They would have to dig very deep to determine if it was valuable or not. Yun Chujio blinked her eyes and looked at Little Black, who was having fun with Little Black. She smiled evilly. Mickey Mouse, it's time for you to repay your master. Aren't you the best at digging holes? After we choose a good location, you can dig a hole and go in. If you find rare ore, your food reserve will be added to. Little Black lived a miserable life of being enslaved from then on. Every day, apart from eating and sleeping, he would dig a hole. Master, didn't we agree that you would treat me well? We agreed that brother Little Black and I would play without any worries. Master, you big liar. Fortunately, the little black rat finally found a hazy mine and was finally free from the sea of bitterness. From then on, Yun Chujio and the other three began their mining career. Although they had encountered a few demonic beast attacks, even if the four of them could not defeat them, they could still hide in the cave and avoid danger. Therefore, they were pretty safe. Time passed very quickly. Yun Chujio counted with her fingers. There was still half a month before the gigolo's birthday. She was a little depressed. Initially, she wanted to give the gigolo a birthday present, but now that she could not see him anymore, why would she give him a present? However, she could give it to him when she went out. What kind of birthday present should she give him? Chapter 596, Love You to the Point of Falling Apart. Yun Chujio could not think of any good ideas. However, it was also a coincidence that she found a heart-shaped haze stone when she was mining. This girl took a large kitchen knife and carved the words, Happy Birthday, in the middle, and signed, Love You to the Point of Falling Apart, Little Gio. She appreciated it with satisfaction for a while and then carefully put away the stone. Sob sob, I really want to see how this gigolo breaks down. Damn it. I don't know if this ancient mine has a spirit tool. If we can find a spirit tool, it will definitely have a way to teleport us out. Thus, this fellow began to shout toward the sky, Hey! Is there a spirit tool in this ancient mine? Is it so ugly that it can't be seen? Get out here right now. Otherwise, I will scold you 100 times every day. The corners of Feng Ming and the other two's eyes twitched. What was junior sister Jiu up to this time? This ancient mine did not have spirit, so how could there be a spirit tool? Sure enough, Yun Chujio shouted for a long time, but there was no response. Yun Chujio was a little discouraged. It seemed that this ancient mine was different from the Great Void Mystic Realm. The Great Void Mystic Realm was the interstitial space within the mystic realm. This ancient mine was not an artifact, so it would not produce a spirit tool. Sigh. It seems that this shabby place does not have a spirit tool. Speaking of which, this place is a wasteland. It's impossible for a spirit tool to be produced. I know. If I can find the formation core of this ancient mine, it will be easy. Activate the teleportation formation, and we can be transported out. If it really doesn't work, we can also leave by closing all the formation cores. Yun Chujio mumbled. Junior sister Little Jiu, wake up. Are you talking in your sleep in broad daylight? The formations in this ancient mine are all ancient formations from 10,000 years ago. Not to mention you, even 10,000 elder Chus combined wouldn't be able to find the formation. If they were discovered so easily, this ancient mine would have been mined out long ago. Feng Ming felt that Yun Chujio was simply dreaming. Yes, junior sister Little Jiu, don't waste your effort. If you have this much effort, you might as well spend it digging the haze mine more. Gung Yi also felt that Yun Chujio's idea was too whimsical. Junior sister Little Jiu, are you tired? If you're tired, just sit by the side and rest for a while. We can dig. Shi Xian felt that this was Yun Chujio's little trick to be lazy. Yun Chujio was so angry that she snorted. Senior brother Shi Xian, am I the kind of person who slacks off? Alright, I'm indeed a little tired. I will go to the top of the mountain and wander around to see if I can discover anything new. Shi Xian and the other two were speechless. Yun Chujio climbed to the top of the mountain and looked at the surrounding terrain. Her eyes hurt from looking at it, but she did not find any valuable clues. Speaking of which, how could the ancient formation be so easy to break? From that day on, Yun Chujio stood on the top of the mine and looked around every day. Sometimes, she even took out a pen and paper from her storage ring to write and draw. Feng Ming, do you think junior sister Little Jiu is really looking for the array core? Gung Yi looked up at Yun Chujio, who was like a fraud on the top of the mountain, and said. Feng Ming said in a low voice, I think looking for the array core is probably a sham, but being lazy is real. Look at her 3 pets. Aren't they all basking in the sun? It's not that I want to say this, but those 2 are already so black, what's the point of basking in the sun? Even junior sister Little Jiu isn't afraid of turning into a tan girl when she basks in the sun so much. Yun Chujio's spiritual power was higher than theirs, so Yun Chujio heard Feng Ming's self-righteous low voice. Yun Chujio gritted her teeth and said, Senior brother bird, do you not want to eat lunch anymore? Chapter 597, I've been wronged to death. Feng Ming was instantly dumbfounded. Shi Xian and Gung Yi gave him a self-seeking look, and then silently began to mine. There was no other way. The economic base determined the superstructure. Who asked them to only prepare 3 months' worth of dry food? Yun Chujio's storage ring not only contained warm food, but also several large vats of salt. If they didn't please junior sister Little Jiu, they would become pulsatillas in the future. It was scary just thinking about it, so Feng Ming, you should seek your own blessings. Junior sister Jiu, it's a misunderstanding. It's all a misunderstanding. I'm praising your beauty. Junior sister Jiu is really beautiful. As beautiful as a flower. Good-looking and intelligent, clever and quick-witted. A peerless and magnificent beauty. Absolutely devastatingly beautiful and loved by all. Feng Ming recited all the idioms in his mind about praising women. Yun Chujio snorted coldly. Senior brother bird, my ears are sharp. If you say bad things about me in the future. Humph. Just wait to starve. Junior sister Jiu, I promise that there won't be a next time. You stay up there and bask in the sun. Ah, I mean look for the formation eye. Feng Ming was about to cry from his stupidity and almost said something bad again. During lunch, Feng Ming kept fawning over Yun Chuzhou, afraid that he would be targeted by this little pervert. Yun Chuzhou said with a smile, "Senior brother Feng Ming, if you chase girls in the future with this kind of shameless spirit, you will definitely succeed." Feng Ming said proudly, "TSK. Only you can make me suffer. Other girls are always chasing after me, okay?" "That's right, just like Shuo Piao's black-hearted two-faced personality. She clearly likes you, but she doesn't want to confess. Instead, she hates me. Senior Feng Ming, I suffered an undeserved disaster. I've been wronged to death." Yun Chuzhou said as her face twitched. Feng Ming's face revealed an angry expression. "I really misjudged Shuo Piaoyu. I've always thought that she was gentle and kind, but I didn't expect her to be so vicious. There's also Ding Lang. He usually looks alright, but I didn't expect him to be so heartless. Senior brothers, do you still remember that Shuo Piaoyu gave me a lot of food, but I didn't eat it? Do you know why? Because it was all poisoned. Only I, who was knowledgeable, discovered the abnormality. If it was anyone else, they would have died long ago." Yun Chuzhou said shamelessly. However, the focus of Feng Ming and the other two was on something else. "What? Shuo Piaoyu poisoned your food? Then why didn't you expose her? Don't get riled up. If I had exposed her then, she might have retaliated and accused me of being a thief and accusing her of being a thief. After all, I was learning alchemy from Elder Qi. If Ding Lang had said a few more words, you might not have believed what I said. Since that's the case, why should I make things difficult for you?" Yun Chuzhou said indifferently. Feng Ming and the other two were stunned. If what Yun Chuzhou said was true, they might not have believed that Shuo Piaoyu would do something like poison someone. If it wasn't for the fact that they were surrounded by Su Yanran, they probably would not have believed it no matter what they said. Shuo Piaoyu, who had always been known for her kindness and generosity, was such a vicious woman. At the same time, the three of them could not help but feel a little ashamed. They were clearly under the orders of the sect leader to protect junior sister Little Jiu, but throughout this journey, it was junior sister Little Jiu who was helping them. While the three of them were deep in thought, they heard Yun Chuzhou scream, "Not good. We're in danger. Run quickly." Chapter 598, Escaping for their lives. Feng Ming and the other two were shocked. They turned around and saw 10 Tier 8 single-horned demon lizards quickly climbing down from the stone wall. Previously, when they encountered demonic beasts that they could not defeat, they relied on climbing to the top of the mountain to escape. This time, they could not do it. The single-horned demon lizards were best at climbing, so they could only run toward the direction of the cave. Yun Chuzhou recalled the single-horned demon lizards that she had encountered in the Great Void Mystic Realm previously. She had expended a lot of effort and had only managed to kill them with great difficulty. Although her spiritual power had increased this time, she would still be risking her life. If there were 4 lizards, they could still deal with it, but there was no chance of winning if there were 10 of them. Fuck. Why are there a group of single-horned devil lizards targeting us? What bad luck. Yun Chuzhou mumbled as she ran. Junior sister Little Jiu, don't worry about how they are targeting us now. Let's think of a way to escape first. They are too fast. We will be caught by them before we can even reach the cave, Shi Xian said anxiously. Yun Chuzhou remembered that when she was in the desert, she used the corpses of other demonic beasts to escape. Therefore, she kept throwing the corpses of the mine wolves out of her storage ring. She wanted to delay the speed of these single-horned demon lizards. As long as they stop, we can run back to the cave. Who would have thought that these single-horned demon lizards were much smarter than the ones they met in the desert? They left 2 single-horned demon lizards to guard the corpses of the wolves while the other 8 continued to pursue Yun Chuzhou and the other 3. Damn it! They are too smart. We can't even defeat 8 of them. I'll scare them with the heavenly thunder first. You guys go ahead. I'm faster than you guys, so I can catch up later, Yun Chujio said to Feng Ming and the other two. Feng Ming and the other two were indeed not as fast as Yun Chujio. They felt that what Yun Chujio said made sense. After instructing her to be careful, they quickly ran forward. Hey! You stinking reptiles, look at my little Geo thunderbolts. Yun Chujio waved her left and right hands repeatedly. Streaks of purple lightning struck at the single-horned demon lizard that was crawling toward her. The single-horned demon lizard was stretching its huge tongue toward Yun Chujio. When it was struck by the lightning, a burnt smell immediately wafted through the air. The single-horned demon lizard screamed in pain. Yun Chujio's heart was filled with joy. It seemed that her little Geo thunderbolts had improved quite a lot. The last time when it was struck in the desert, the single-horned demon lizard did not have such a strong reaction. The 8 single-horned demon lizards were momentarily stunned. How could a human strike lightning? Or even purple heavenly lightning bolts? Yun Chujio took advantage of the moment and they were stunned and ran all the way to catch up with Feng Ming and the others. The 8 single-horned demon lizards quickly regained their senses and continued to chase after Yun Chujio and the others. The single-horned demon lizard that had its tongue cut by Yun Chujio charged like crazy. Seeing that the distance had shrunk again, Yun Chujio used the same trick again. She stopped and struck the single-horned demon lizards that were charging at the front with lightning. However, this time, the lizards have gained experience and stopped attacking with its tongue. Yun Chujio's lightning struck the single-horned demon lizard's hard exterior. Although it was in pain, it did not cause any substantial damage. The single-horned demon lizard's eyes were filled with a fierce light. It used its huge tail to lash at Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio hurriedly dodged and did not dare to continue fighting. She continued to run forward. On the third time, when Yun Chujio still wanted to stall for time, the 8 single-horned demon lizards no longer feared Yun Chujio's purple lightning. They all rushed toward Yun Chujio. Fortunately, Little Black used a curse to make the single-horned demon lizard at the front stagger, and Yun Chujio was able to escape. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.